Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I've been around for a long, long year. Stole many man's soul and faith. And I was around when Jesus Christ has moments of doubt and pain. Made damn sure the pilot washed his hands and sealed his fate. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guess my name. But what's puzzling you is the nature of my game.
Woo woo.
I stuck around St. Petersburg when I saw it was time for a change. I killed the Tsar and his ministers. Anastasia screamed in vain. Let
Woo woo.
think of the general's raid when the blizzard raged and the bodies stank.
Woo woo.
Pleased to meet you. Hope you guess my name. Oh yeah. But what's puzzling you is the nature of my game. I watch with glee as your kings and queens fought for 10 decades for the gods they made. I shout out who killed the Kennedys when after all it was you and me. So let me please introduce myself. I'm a man of the wealth and taste. And I lay traps for the troubadours who got killed before they reached Bombay. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guess my name. Good evening, UN Spacey Wolf Squadron. Tonight we're doing a very requested. Oh, hi, Fal. Your question was, what the heck is this? This is me trying to do a little musical interlude. Y'all must be wondering why I was popping up all these devils. So the topic today is we're talking about the white savior complex. Why am I showing these beautiful, evil, and dark people? Well, apparently a lot of people, these yahoos, keep talking about the white savior narrative in many of these movies. So I figured I'd just show you some real white devils. But when you think about the white savior complex or the white savior narrative, these is think about the blue-eyed devil. That white savior never, when you talk about bringing in a white protagonist in a native land that's not America, you know, and suddenly he's a savior of a indigenous population that's been attacked by corporate America or any kind of corporation, what have you. That's what we're talking about tonight, guys, and how bullshit it is, and how stupid it's been. I'm going to get into the heart of this whole shindig as to why they keep always bringing up the white savior narrative and how they keep calling people white saviors here and there. They want to throw that label out so many times, like it's a sticker, like a bumper, right? Like a badge of like it's a badge, right?
I
Let's
Yeah.
get
remember
into you want to say something?
I remember when they did that with Isle of Dogs for some reason. So about the I mean
Ain't no white man in that motherfucking movie
it
though.
was a white girl. It's a white girl, but even then she didn't really do that much
We'll talk more about it.
in the grand scheme of things.
We'll bring that up. We'll swing back to that. Trust me. We'll circle back to that. But you got the infamous one, which is Avatar, which Jake Sully being the prominent white savior.
I can
Which
barely remember that guy's name.
Well, that goes to show you how many times I watched that movie because I watched that movie enough to memorize that name. Anyways, since you want to say something, motherfucker, I might as well introduce your ass.
Hello, everybody. It's Fish Shozo coming here to talk about whatever the hell everybody else talking about. Everybody else talking about. I don't know. I'm just kind of here.
For a dog, you ain't got that big of ears, man. Apparently, but whatever. Anyways, you the Georgia Pit Bull, everybody. Fish
Fish
Chozo,
Shozo.
of course, and we have below him coming at you live underneath on the ground with good Wi-Fi is the Schooner Tuna.
Coming at you live from a secret government facility buried deep underground, but has excellent Wi-Fi. This is Schooner Tuna, and today we are talking about, yes, the white savior BS. Not going to deny its existence, but to the extent in which they say it is, no, I do not buy it at all. But that's for later on in the stream, so let's pass it over to our next guest.
The Warrior of Light, Final Fantasy Fan 12.
Greetings, YouTube viewers and fellow Final Fantasy fans. This is Final Fantasy Fan 012 here, and welcome to another live stream of the UN Space Fleet 12 Squadron. And today we are now talking about this narrative that's been tossed around on the media that's basically another label that we are going to be talking about today.
We'll be having another party member. Oh, actually, he's here already. He saw the signal. It's the Hound of the South, Dominic Powell.
Good evening or afternoon, everyone. This is Dominic Powell. Hope you all are having a very pleasant week at the moment as we go over tonight's topic and also how nonsensical it is.
And Guck actually hear you now.
Thank you, Fizz.
I think we already met you, dude. We'll be having a sixth ranger coming in momentarily. Don't worry, guys. We'll be having a sixth member in here pretty soon. But we'll be going on because she's actually the one that actually brought this up, and this actually struck a nerve to me, and it came to my attention. So I definitely want to bring this up before we get onto our last anime spotlight for this month. And that's going to be in next Tuesday, but I'll talk about that a little bit later when we're done with the stream. Anyways, so anybody want to give their examples of how shit this fucking narrative is and how it doesn't hold much water?
Well, for example, first we need a baseline to show, yes, that this white savior narrative is, in fact, like you said, Avatar. Jake Sully, the white guy, watching this representation of Native Americans, aliens, and the only one who can save him is the white guy. Now, that was a very gross oversimplification, but I get it. It's like, all right, I get it. The outsider, the foreigner who comes in and suddenly is that ultimate savior. But that's not a white savior. No, that's a protagonist storytelling. Okay? That's a protagonist. The hero comes in to save the people and all that. It's not because it's just a white savior. I mean, I could name dozens of other movies with other very diverse characters who have done exactly what Jake Sully has done. So when I say, yes, it does exist, I'm saying it exists because it's a genre of storytelling. It's not just white, it's the protagonist.
I mean, you could call Dr. Tim a yellow savior.
Technically, yeah. Yellow, black, brown, man, woman. That's
so
a
what does that make
yeah.
fucking Shaka Zulu then?
Yeah.
Or what does that make any black lawyer in a crime drama or a courtroom drama? Then?
Exactly.
A black savior?
Yeah. What does that make Kurt Russell in Big Trouble in Little China? Because he ain't no white savior. He is not a white savior.
He's not even really competent. He's not even really competent.
No,
the Chinese guy is.
That's the joke of the movie. He's the sidekick of the story, but he thinks he's the hero. He's not. He's the sidekick. That's the joke of Big Trouble Little China. He's the sidekick, but he thinks he's the hero.
Well, that's one of the reasons why it has aged really well and remains one of John Carpenter's best works.
Yeah. But go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Well, let me give everybody the full idea of what white savior narrative to these is as I explain this bullshit. So the white savior narrative is basically a white guy goes into indigenous culture. He's supposed to be the pawn of the oppressor, but he resigns himself from the pawn of the oppressor once he sees that the once he sees the natives are being oppressed and being hurt. He sees the aftermath of the destruction that his boss has caused, and he or she, sometimes it's a she, gets religion and decides to help out the natives, especially when the conflict leads to war with the corporation. But the critique is that apparently since a white guy comes in and aids the natives out of a situation that people deem to think that they can get out of themselves, but apparently they can't get out of themselves unless the white man's guiding them. And I'm like, okay, so
Isn't
you're
that
basically devaluing the natives that base.
First
You know what I'm
off,
saying?
you're
It's counterintuitive, right?
firstly, you're grossly oversimplifying. That's the one
Mm-hmm.
thing that I say to these a-holes. You're grossly oversimplifying. I mean, because
Well,
the whole thing.
it's also the idea that they're treating the native or the black people or the minority as children, as always what they've been doing for years now, as they keep explaining this bullshit, or at least like critiquing this bullshit. It's like, hang on. First of all, if the natives are getting their asses handed to them by the corporation, right? Why is the
Mhm.
corporation having a hard time claiming the land?
Exactly.
Because apparently before the white guy joined their ranks, they were doing a good enough job keeping the motherfuckers at bay.
Hmm.
It just so happens that the white guy joins in, shares his information on how to fuck them up even more, is how they succeed.
Yeah,
So
basically
you're
what it
telling
is.
me,
Exactly. Exactly. Go ahead. Go ahead.
but the thing is that like you don't think that the white guy is sharing the information on how to hit them hard? Like you don't think that's a valuable fucking asset? As many of as history has put, a lot of things that went down is usually because somebody defected to the other side and shared information of the enemy, mind you. So you're
see that they
so going back
got
to
captured.
Avatar, yeah, that too, or yeah. Another thing is sometimes the character gets captured by the natives, and he learns to live among the savages,
Hmm.
and suddenly
Mhm.
he's again saw religion and decided to fight for their cause. You know what I'm saying? Or he was, or if you want to think of a darker time, he was
Or as Jake,
addicted to fighting
as
their
Jake,
cause.
as Jake Sully says in Avatar, everything changed.
Hmm.
Then and then everything changed.
Well, here's the thing though. Here's the thing though. Going back to Avatar, you would want to have somebody like Jake Sully on your team
Hmm.
because what did the natives do mostly, especially when Home Tree got attacked? They
Hmm.
mostly fired arrows. Now,
Hmm.
no, once again, mind you, like I said, they were doing just fine keeping the enemy at bay before Jake Sully joined their ranks, and even then, when Jake Sully was among their ranks, they were still getting their asses handed to them. It took fucking Iowa to help them out.
Oh yeah,
The thing
yeah.
is,
That it was basically Deus Ex Machina.
Hmm.
Or
Hmm.
I'm sorry. No, let me say it again. It was Deus Ex Pandora.
yeah, yeah. His thing,
You
his thing
will
Avatar.
hurt you.
Yeah, his thing Avatar. He wasn't really attacking at first. So of course, they're trying to negotiate. That's why they sent Sully in the first place. Now he didn't
Well,
do his job very
nothing
well.
else. Before
Okay,
Sully, it was the scientists with their
exactly.
avatars.
I know. That's why they sent. That's why they sent the scientists and the avatars, and then they eventually sent Sully.
So that's my
Now
next question
Sully,
is why is there why is there no heat towards the scientists with the avatars before Jake even joined in? Just because we're
Mm.
following a white guy. I mean,
no,
what about Sigourney Weaver's character?
Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the thing though. Well, why the hell? Sorry, didn't do his job very well, but they still sent him. Now,
Well, okay, so here's the thing that I have, all right? And give me a sec. Okay, so here's what's happening. According to the corporate guy, he says that this little gray rock unobtainium sells for. They kind of downplay the importance of it, and they say that it's more for profit because evil business corporation and all. But he says we're on the brink of war, and you're supposed to be finding a diplomatic solution to all this. And she says, yeah, well, that tends to not happen when you use machine gun on the population. But this is the thing about Cameron's avatar, okay? He's trying to say that this is all bad, but he's not making a sound case for the Na'vi because the Na'vi will attack them. If they come over there with no weapons and try talking to them, they attack them. So, of course, they have to use guns to defend themselves. Okay? And he says, you're supposed to be finding a diplomatic solution. And, it's like, all right, well, we're going to try. But just getting back, the reason even why the Na'vi even agreed to hear Jake Sully out in the first place was because Awa had chosen him to be the, prophesized savior. So it's not a white savior narrative, more so than it is a chosen one narrative. That's really what it is. It's a chosen one narrative. But they call it white savior.
Lady of Valor real quick, guys.
Say that again.
Let's introduce the Lady of Valor real quick.
Oh, yes, of course.
The Lady of Valor, Leia plus size, everybody.
Hey, Leia.
Hey, fellas. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Leia, you should have been here earlier. You missed my musical intro.
I hate myself for that. I said to myself, I know Wolf is doing a musical intro, and doggone, I missed it. Oh, well, my sister.
Oh, you missed all the eye candy. He was singing the songs Sympathy for the Devil.
Yeah, you'd be glad that you weren't there for that.
That's a Rosen version, by the way, not the Rolling Stones version.
Yeah,
because I was just at the beginning just questioning. I was like, "What the heck is this?"
And he was showing some great eye candy. We got Lucifer from Lucifer. We got
Stop it.
Well, not that or that. Those were there.
We got Elizabeth Hurley from Bedazzled, and we even got
Neither was that.
And we even got
or that.
Oh, there we go. There's the eye candy.
No, keep naming them.
And we even got Louis from the. We even got Louis.
Neither was
from
that either.
Wolf. Stop it! Stop it, Wolf.
I'm testing you guys to see if y'all can keep going while I'm putting this up there. We even got Louis from the Real Interview with the Vampire.
Neither was that one.
Oh, that was
no. I had Stuart Townsend Lestat. Get it right.
Oh, Lestat. Yeah, sorry, not Louis Lestat.
And we had
Tom Cruise Lestat too. We had Tom Cruise Lestat.
Oh, that still sounds like a very interesting intro. You know what? I'll go back and play it back. And now, did you play it at the beginning when the broadcast began?
Yep, it was at the beginning.
Okay, I will go back and listen to that. That sounds very interesting. I like Interview with the Vampire characters. So, how can I not miss your rendition of Sympathy for the Devil?
Oh, that probably would do well without it.
Oh,
I'm not the best singer. Come on, guys. I tried, but I'm not the best singer.
You did a good job. I even added on a little woo woo.
Oh yeah. He was something me out.
I thought that was just like backing up for musical numbers or something.
Yeah, well, that's really what the song is. You remember?
Did y'all even hear the music in the background?
Woo woo.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard it.
Yeah, I had planned to be there. I wanted.
I tried. Go ahead. Continue.
No, I was just saying I was going to be there early, but I wanted to finish making sure the dishes and everything were put away after I cooked. But then my sister called. It was an important call. It was a message she wanted me to have for tomorrow. So that's what held me up. But I'm very happy to be here with all of you. Sounds like you okay. You just can't help yourself, can't you?
No. That was because no. You gotta blame Child for that one.
Well, yeah. The Henry Cavill one was not there in the intro either. It wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Well,
so
he's
that
not
was the Child of Power.
No,
The-
that was the one theme in all. That was the one theme in the intro. He was showing all of the bad guys, and he called him the White Devil.
Yeah,
Because what's our
basically.
topic? The white
Yeah,
savior
basically.
narrative, aka
Yes.
the white
Yeah,
devil.
what he did put up with the white savior, like literal white devils, like think Davy Jones from Pirates 2, or what's it, the Snow Queen from
In
the
con,
Chronicles of Narnia?
yeah, Jadis.
Yes.
The
In
White Queen,
context,
Yes.
the
Yeah,
White Witch,
White Queen,
there's a
Witch.
con.
the White Witch.
Can I talk? Damn it!
Like,
There is context to what I was showing,
I
and
see.
the reason why they were the devils because each and every character that were in those movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
For each and every protagonist, they offered them something every single time.
Now,
In case of Lucifer, he gives you what you desire, of course. No questions asked. In the case of Lestat, it was the gift that he, or at least the choice he never made, or at least the choice he was never given. Davy Jones, do you fear death? Y'all don't know what happens after that.
Of course he
yes,
does. Yeah,
yes,
and he
we
did.
do, yes.
Basically, you're allowed to live, but you're going to be part of my crew, which is basically your personal hell.
And he turns to a fish
Yes.
monster.
Yes.
So for
Yep.
Okay, wait.
well,
I'm
this
trying
one
to-
was. This one was into. Yeah,
Don't-
this one was in the intro.
See, I hate that show because he all fine and sexy and supposed to be the devil. I'm like, I said, I'm gonna have to say a prayer to God for my sins. Because it ain't my fault that they made the actor look so hot playing the
well,
playing
he's
Satan.
Tom Ellis, so
Well,
you know, he was
well,
the
that
best
was the
about
thing
that
about.
show. I mean,
Mhm. No,
That's
I
the
like
thing
that
about
moment.
Satan. Satan was supposed to be a charmer.
You're right
Oh,
about
yeah.
that. Yeah, it's Squinty.
you
You're
may
absolutely
not
correct.
like
And Wolf,
how they treat Eve and Adam. I certainly did not like how they treated Adam near the final season.
No,
Yes,
and that's
I
another
agree.
thing. Well, that's the thing too, is that I
We're getting off
never
topic.
liked those. This is more of the.
We'll talk about that when we talk about the show.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
as we continue, I just want to say, Wolf, that's very creative. I like the way you did that. The
That
old
was very
saying,
creative.
yes,
Yeah,
the old
you.
saying was, go ahead.
I'm saying you'd be surprised at what idea comes to my mind when I'm at work.
Well, the old saying with Satan is you're right. He gives you what you desire, but not what you need. He gives you what you covet, which is why he doesn't give you what you need. He gives you what you covet. yeah, you're right, Child Flower.
It's based off the comics, not really based off the
comics. Right.
loosely based off the Bible.
But in the Bible, he is a charmer. That's how he was able to deceive a
I mean,
lot
yeah,
of.
was it
Yeah.
Lucifer like the light bringer before his fall?
Yes.
I mean, listen to the lyrics of "Sympathy for the Devil." Don't that sound like he's charming you?
Okay, going back to the topic of Avatar.
We ain't talking about Avatar. Fool. We're talking about the white narrative, the white savior narrative. Think of another movie.
Last Samurai. What's his name? Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Last Samurai. Tom Cruise's character in Last Samurai. That ain't no fucking white savior either. The fucking samurai, the fucking samurai died at the end. How the fuck he saved everybody?
Exactly. I know. Exactly. Daddy, he wasn't even the samurai. Last samurai was the other guy. The action.
Yeah, no shit. It's not even his story. It's the freaking samurai story. Fucking Iz took that title fucking literally just because Tom Cruise's face was on the damn title.
I was listening to part of it while I was waiting. While you had me in the green room, I was listening to the conversation. So, are you picking particular movies, or how are you looking at the topic?
This is all about how we feel about this whole people that are trying to label things a white savior narrative just because they see a white guy as a protagonist in a native country.
Yeah,
that's not America. So like every single time, and the only reason why like I said, this only came up because you requested it, and of course Eloise had brought up this show that she's watching on, what was it, Paramount or
I
Amazon?
think she was Amazon. I think it was. Oh, I forgot the name of it that fast. It is no. It's on HBO Max. It's on HBO Max. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's
Tokyo
a
Vice?
show. Yeah, Tokyo Vice,
Yeah.
and it was about this white reporter that went to Japan to report on the underground, the Japanese underground, of course, and
Yakuza.
yeah, pretty much. And it's basically chronicling his story. Basically, you know, it's based on his memoirs of his experiences there, and of course, people had to moan and groan about the fact that you know it's another white savior story. Who the fuck cares? You got Bridgerton, bitches. You got your you got your shitty ass Anne Boleyn. Who the fuck cares at this point? There's a white savior narrative. You are owning the fucking narrative, motherfucker.
Hey,
You
race
still
swapping real
bitching about it.
people. Race swapping real people.
I'm saying see, this is the reason why y'all motherfuckers are still mad because all y'all doing is hand me downs and freaking paint jobs. Whereas you got a genuine motherfucker story on that.
That's exactly, and that's but another thing too is that Tokyo Vice does not. It's not a white savior narrative. This guy is our eyes and ears into this world.
That's what I took it as. I've only seen the first
It's
episode.
fuck,
I haven't had a chance to finish.
no,
I
it's
I,
a
I ain't
fucking
saying so.
it's a historical drama.
Mm-hmm.
If nothing else,
Yeah. So they're being So they're being condemned for being historically accurate.
Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, nobody
Okay, first
freaking
off,
bitched about
history
Jared Leto
does
being
not.
part of the Yakuza.
Can I tell you right now, too? History
Wait,
does not care how uncomfortable you are. History is not supposed to be comfortable. History is a
Right.
reminder. History
You're
is a reminder that this happened and that this cannot happen again. I mean, the good things can happen. I mean, the great things can happen, but the really bad stuff that's happening in history, that's recorded not because we have a fetish for for violence and all that stuff. No, it's to show the true evil of humanity, and we can't let this happen.
Scooney,
Well,
it's right, and that's what these woke bots don't understand. They understand that you've got to present this history to learn from it, so that you don't repeat it. When you try to censor it or change it or wipe it out, you're doing a grave mistake. You're making things worse than that you really are, and that you don't learn
I'm
from
breaks
it.
real quick. Child of Flower says, "Oh, will
Mhm.
Doom perhaps book or this current film because the 1984 doesn't have a good argument." I argued that. Do we even know what the fuck the Fremen's supposed to look like in the book?
No, they're not. That just they're not
All we know is the bare
described.
bones of how they're of how
Frank
Herbert.
Herbert did say that it is based off of Middle Eastern philosophies.
Yeah, true. But what I'm saying is he borrowed a lot from Middle Eastern, but like I said, do we have a concrete idea of what the Fremen look like?
No,
no.
they were not supposed. We
Because
were not supposed to have a frame of reference.
He left that to our imagination.
Precisely.
exactly.
Hmm.
And even though we had that shit in the fucking movie, the current movie that came out, I saw a lot of white people in the Fremen.
Yep.
Hmm.
Harvey R. Bardem ain't no motherfucking fucking Middle Eastern.
No,
Mm-mm.
he's Spanish.
Yeah, he's a Spaniard.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
And neither is Zendaya.
No,
Bitch
she's
ain't no
American.
brown skin.
She's American.
And neither is Jameis. That motherfucker a Negro. He an African Negro too. He dark chocolate Negro. He crunchy cookie cut. I've seen all them Fremen. None of them have a consistent skin tone.
Nope. Well, and that was
Not
supposed
one
to.
of them.
Nope.
Since we on Doom, that ain't man. You can go ahead and call it that, but motherfucker, that's a coming of age tale,
Mm-hmm.
and how we should not view our leaders and revere our leaders as religiously as we should. That was
Mm-hmm.
Herbert's idea of the story is to educate us on don't be so quick to graft ourselves onto our leaders, no matter how good they're doing. Always caution where their actions lead to.
Yeah. Well, not only that, too. I mean, Paul Atreides is not some white savior to the Fremen. At the first part, he's he's a chosen one narrative. But even at the beginning, when he's with the Fremen, he has to learn their ways. And what I love about the book, and I hope the movie does this, is that they don't show him being great right away. Yeah, he's got some talents and skills, but to be part of that world, he needs to be both teacher and student. He has to teach the Fremen how to fight, yes, but he also must be the student in order to learn Arrakis and the desert and the culture of the Fremen.
It's the reason why I didn't watch that fucking movie. Fuck that movie.
No, 12
I'm
Years a
reading
Slave. I mean, I
Yeah,
never
Yeah.
watched it.
Okay. First off, that movie took a lot of liberties historic wise, but two, that is a very inaccurate portrayal of Christianity.
Yeah, no wonder Hollywood loved it.
Yeah, no wonder.
Because Hollywood doesn't like Christianity. I agree with you too. It was very inaccurate look at it, and that's why they fell in love with it. I said, I see why they like this movie. Two reasons.
Look, okay, so we're talking about the white savior narrative. I'm gonna point you to a movie that actually did do that narrative. Y'all ready for this? Nice. Whoa, ladies and gents, this is the moment you waited for. Whoa,
Oh, The
the dark,
Greatest
your
Showman.
flesh soaking through the floor. Whoa, and bury your bones. There is an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind. Oh shit, I'm tongue tied there.
Yep,
But yeah, we're
it's The
talking about
Greatest Showman.
that was out of fucking white savior
What we
fucking
talking
movie.
about?
Greatest
The
Showman,
Greatest Showman.
the one
The
with
Greatest
Pink
Showman.
Oh,
and Wolverine in it.
oh,
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
guy.
Hugh
Oh,
Jackman
that
and
movie.
Zac
I
Efron.
didn't watch
Yeah.
that movie.
No,
No.
don't you do.
No.
Don't dare.
Go watch.
Don't you dare.
You want a better movie? I got a better movie for you. Go watch The Music Man. That's a better movie.
Or
Or
Mr.
a better
Magoo's
play.
I love the
Emporium.
Music Man.
I mean, I know what the book's about, but it's about this guy who's a
Look,
ringmaster.
man, we don't need you to try to explain the shit. You know what it's about. I'm gonna talk about why it's a fucking white savior movie.
Okay.
Follow with me, man. Roll with it.
Mhm.
And we lost last. She'll be back. Don't worry. Don't y'all trip. She didn't get black bag. Anyways, yeah, I've seen that movie for free, by the way. We snuck in.
Nice.
I ain't afraid to admit that shit. We snuck in because we were waiting for Jumanji the next level. Not
Which
level.
surprisingly was
No, not the next level. Welcome to the jungle.
which surprisingly for a sequel, I was surprised at how good it was.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Yeah, that.
but yeah, we were waiting for that one
that's
because
lovely.
we had bought. I'm telling a story. Damn it! Look, man, we had watched earlier. We watched what did we watch that before that movie? We watched two movies that night, but we had bought them hours apart, and we had to wait for like at least like another half hour for Jumanji to start. I think we watched Baywatch first. I think Baywatch came out that day too, or at least was already out. I think we watched Baywatch, and then we watched. It might come back to me, but we saw two good movies that night, and we watched Greatest Showman. I enjoyed the songs in that movie. I could
I
have
enjoyed
rewritten.
Go ahead and finish. I'm sorry, Wolf. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
I could. I would have loved to rewritten a scene because it was bullshit how certain songs were placed in that movie. But I'm gonna get a little deep into that. But yeah, it's considering the history behind PT, it's
Yeah.
harmless.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking harmless. But like it's definitely a fucking white savior narrative through and through.
What's PT?
Everything PT does in that fucking movie is good and for the benefit of the freaks. However, the freaks do tend to suffer a bit throughout that movie. Not as much though.
I know he's a horror person in real life, the ringmaster guy.
Yeah. P.T. Barnum is a terrible person. I'm not gonna get into full details of what the fuck he did. I'm not Ishi. Y'all come looking for Ishi and me? Nah, ain't happening, But let me continue. I'm just describing what I saw, what I remember in that movie. It's the fact that he was struggling in the beginning of the movie. He found a way to make the service work and everything. It was more of a fucking musical show than a circus, if nothing else. You hardly ever see any animals like performing any tricks. You saw mostly the freaks performing stage plays.
Yeah,
In a way.
they don't show him doing animal taming or tightrope walking or none of that stuff.
It's a romanticized view of P.T.
Can
Barnum.
I explain what's going on? Because the man's curious.
Yep.
Hello,
Yeah.
the man's curious.
It's a romanticized view of P.T. Barnum.
Obviously, but what I'm saying is, there was trapeze. Zendaya's a trapeze artist, of course. She has a brother, and she falls in love with Zac Efron because High School Musical, and we need to be reminded of High School Musical. They had the High School
Because
Musical.
we're all in this together. We're all in this together.
Don't you get me frickin' started with that frickin' song. I do not want to be
all right.
reminded of those movies. Those
All
movies are
right.
terrible.
I'm surprised
They were
you watched
shit.
all those movies. I haven't. I've never watched any of the High School Musicals. Something you want to tell us about Final? Something
I
you
do
want to
not
share?
want to.
This is the true. Just like all Final Fantasy games, High School Musical was finals trauma.
Like, I just don't even care for it at first, but now looking back on them now just not going into stories, I was just like, oh yeah, those movies were freaking shit.
At least Zac Efron did not suffer from it, like most of them did. Oh goodness, but yeah. Anyways, so you guys in
Must be
there.
having tech problems.
Am I?
Liam must be having tech problems.
Who?
Leia.
Oh, Leia.
Leia.
Why'd you call her Liam?
I said Leia.
Yeah, he did say Leia.
Okay, I thought I heard Liam though. That's my ears. Anyway, so yeah, why I call it a white savior in there? Because everything PT does, especially for his people, he does right, or at least he makes small mistakes, but he suddenly bounces back from them. At least until Jenny Lin, the character Jenny Lin, puts him into a scandal, and then suddenly things start falling apart. And of course, we had the white guys come around and mess up his circus, burning it down and all that stuff. I'm like, this is fucking horrendous. At the fact that this level of prejudice towards freaks was this high in this time period. I doubt that was the case. I fucking doubt that was the case.
They ain't hate the freaks. That why did they pay to go to the circus to see them?
Exactly my point. But the thing is, no, my thing is this: they don't even do a good job making the freaks look hideous at all. All these freaks look fucking beautiful as fuck, dude. Even the the bearded lady looks fucking hot. Like I marry her in a heartbeat hot.
But I
Beard and
requested
all.
features, but she's got to shave.
No. She can keep the beard. Nah, fuck that. She sing real good too. The lady can sing real good too. I was like, oh yeah, okay. I like it. Like soon she
Wait, wasn't that Melissa McCarthy in that movie?
No, hell no. Melissa McCarthy can't sing for shit.
Maybe talk about Rebel Wilson. Maybe talk about Rebel Wilson. I don't know.
No, I ain't Rebel Wilson either. That would nah. Okay, I'm a fucking IMDb be this movie, man. Since y'all trying to figure out this bitch's identity.
It's actually,
And she's a singer, and she's also a dancer. But you know, she performed her "This Is Me" song, and I brought that up before. But here's the thing about "This Is Me." Obviously it's a woke song. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this shit. That is a fucking woke song. I can count on hand how many times I heard that fucking song. from anybody.
One too many
That's
times.
one too many times. That's a fucking rallying cry at this point. Everybody want to use that for everything. Oh yeah, they also got that bitch who loudly proclaimed that it was her duty to have an abortion so that she can keep her fucking career. Michelle Williams, fuck that bitch.
Can I also say that too? If her children had seen that, I mean, I don't know how they could not have said, "Wow, I'm alive today because I wasn't a hindrance to my mother."
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Rebecca Ferguson on
literally
here.
change their point of view about one of their parents at a very
Oh
early age,
shit.
which makes
I
it more sad and
mean,
tragic.
this may be kind of weird because that abortion thing just mentioned about thing Michelle Williams did. That's one of my superheroes actually does that. But
Negro, you are weird. Stop. We ain't talking about your stories right now, dude. We're on the
I know,
topic, man.
yeah, but it's kind of just
Save
want you
that
to know that.
shit for elevator pitch
Okay, got it.
or fancy studio office when I decide to get that shit on the road. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, okay.
By the way, the lady name is Keela Settle.
Keela
There's your
Settle.
answer.
Mhm.
Yeah, she was the better lady.
No, very
She,
nice.
you know what? She was like she was like your next door neighbor. I go to her her house to get some milk and cookies.
Wait, how come the freaks couldn't look ugly? By the way, that's what I don't get.
No, the problem. No, here's the problem. They keep talking about how ugly the freaks are. When you see the freaks, they don't look ugly.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
I know, but how come?
You're telling me how ugly they are, but they're not ugly. They got an albino bitch that looks sexy as hell.
Yeah, the thing is, they didn't want to make the freaks so ugly because it's a movie.
No shit.
Are you still talking about the Greatest Showman? The Showman?
Yeah, we're still talking about Great Show. Yeah, we're still
At the very least, American Horror
like I said, the
Story.
beer lady.
I mean, how hard is
Yeah,
that?
At the very least, American Horror Story freak showing makes the freaks like freaks, but
no
they're
shit.
still interesting characters nonetheless, in spite of their superficial traits.
No
Exactly.
shit.
You asking all us to look past their appearance. You can't just do one, do both at the same time. You can't. We always can't look past their appearance, so we gotta make it look beautiful. Isn't that the point? You're supposed to look past their appearance.
No
Is that
shit.
the point of the story?
We had movies that did that way better than these idiots did. Way
Mhm.
way better.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna pop up the image real quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
One of us. One of us. We accept you. One of us.
Like I said, well, don't forget the greater good. The greater good. Will you all shut up?
Hot fuzz.
Glad you got that reference.
Yeah,
I'm
I'd
looking at
say
the image.
that movie has aged really well, and also it predicted what the future may turn out as much as Demolition Man.
A lot.
Demolition Man
Oh yeah.
was
Look, man.
revolutionary.
Look, man. The chronology predicted everything. All those movies can tie into what's going on today.
Yep.
Even
And maybe
Shaun the
that's
Dead. Even
yep.
fucking Shaun the Dead.
Yep.
Well, it makes me wonder if any of the directors or writers are descendants of Notre Dame's.
Oh no, I got a better one. They're actually from the future. They're from the future, coming to the past and presenting these quote unquote great ideas, but are actually no, we must warn the public.
And do you think
Bottom
people
line,
noticed?
bottom line, if the movie is not doing exactly what the fuck Greatest Showman did, it's not a white savior narrative.
No.
Because like I said, even the motherfucker gave the freaking circus to Zac Efron at the end,
Yep.
so that he can spend time with his family. I'm like, Yeah, the motherfucker saved the fucking freaks in every way possible. And I'm just sitting here like he didn't really go through no repercussions
Nope.
whatsoever. He only had one critic that dared to criticize his fucking circus. One. Everybody else sucking his dick.
I mean,
Pretty much, yeah.
real life
Let's
PT
just
Burnham
say
found the
something
freaks
about
and
the
emotionally
showman from
manipulated them
story
into coming
time.
freak shows to humiliate them.
We know the
to get
real
money.
story, Fizz.
Yes, we know the story. All right.
We know the story, Fizz.
We just said it's a romanticization. I'm just describing why it's a romanticization and why it's a white savior narrative.
Mhm.
Exactly.
I'm not saying he's a Mary
Well,
Sue.
that's
What I'm saying is he uplifted these motherfuckers and didn't get no repercussions whatsoever.
Nope.
Aside from a fucking scandal and a burnt down place. He still end up winning at the end, and the freaks are not worse for wear.
Nope.
And get this. Get this. In the rubble, they approach him and give him his sword back.
I'm sorry. In the rubbles, what? I'm sorry, you cut out there.
I'm sorry. They come back to him. All of them. Every
Oh,
single one of the freaks come back to him and gives him the boost to try again.
Oh yeah.
Because they can't find nowhere else to be. Only him.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, of everyone's like spreading and trying to promote the white savior narrative bullcrap. The Greatest Showman is the real white savior movie. Everything else, none whatsoever.
I am crying right now.
And I remember when the I remember the stupid thing when they tried to accuse Olive Dogs of being a white savior, the white girl in that movie. But the thing is, how is she a white savior? What did she do?
Who we talking about?
The white girl from Olive Dogs. What did she do?
He's talking about Matilda from Roald Dahl.
Olive Dogs.
No. Isle of Dogs.
Oh, Isle of Dogs. That's not a white savior narrative, and whoever said that it was a white savior narrative
What the white girl?
It's not even involved. The main characters are the fucking jet boy. The main characters are the jet boy and the fucking dogs.
I know.
The bitch is filler.
Exactly. I know.
I got one though. They'll probably call it a white savior narrative because the dog is white, right?
No, was it? No, wait, he's
most of them are.
Yeah,
no,
most of them are.
They are voiced by white dudes.
Oh, yeah, voiced by white guys. But I know, but I didn't care about that. The dogs.
I know you don't care. These idiots do, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, here are the freaks.
Yeah, these are not
freaks at all.
These are not freaks.
I know. There's not freaks.
Man, I'd rather watch the Vampire's Assistant again because those were freaks.
Yeah. Or even
those look like the people in community theater. I mean, sheesh. Yeah. These look like great people.
Yeah, they're not freaks at all.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna Vital. Can I take that? I like that. These look like people from a community theater.
Yeah, they absolutely do. I mean,
they
look like great people.
Yeah, so for
look at the bearded lady. I'd marry that woman in a heartbeat.
Well, to see actual freaks, watch or read Cirque du Freak and American Horror Story freak shows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or even rent the original 1930s film Freaks. Because they actually casted real freaks in that movie. And yes, that is and if you want an exploitation film, that's an exploitation film.
Hell, if you really want to see the P.T. Barnum, the real P.T. Barnum, watch the fucking episode that has him in it in Legends of Tomorrow if you want to get that far into that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Played by Billy Zane of all people.
First off, Billy Zane is always a win.
The man I liked him in the role, man. I loved him in the role. I was like, Billy Zane as P.T. Barnum?
Yep.
That's quite the surprise. Yet at the same time, with Legends of Tomorrow, no, it has fallen in terms of quality.
He should have been Moon Knight.
Can I just
I
say
love
this too? That
Oscar Isaac, but he should have been Moon Knight.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see him as Mark Spector, and also people recognize him as him from Kingdom Hearts.
Well, not only that, that's the thing I love about Billy Zane is
Wait,
that he kind of
Wait, which one from? Wait, he was Ansem from Kingdom Hearts?
just the first one in the first game.
Oh, he was Ansem Secret of Darkness. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was the first in the first game. Apparently, a dispute happened behind the scene, or he didn't want to come back. But he was only Ansem in the first game.
That's right.
But I gotta say, Billy Zane has a very incredible career, and he's just popping up. I mean, he's in Back to the Future, he's in Titanic, he's in Kingdom Hearts, he's in Zoolander, for God's sakes,
Twice.
twice. I love the fact that first off, Billy Zane completely stole the scene in the Zoolander scene.
Hmm. He was also the Phantom. I still like the Phantom. I don't care what anybody say. That movie was good to me.
It's a guilty pleasure.
Same thing with The Shadow with Alec Baldwin.
That's also a guilty pleasure.
The Shadow knows.
Mhm. The Shadow knows.
When I say the sun is shining, you shall respond. Schooner, you and I need to talk.
Yes, we do. Haven't seen The Shadow in a while, though.
How could you not? You're supposed to say, but the ice is slippery.
But ice is slippery. There, I just said it.
No, you're supposed to say, but the ice is slippery.
But the ice is slippery.
Yeah, you're supposed
Unless
to be the
it's
agent of
ocean.
the shower. Damn, you suck. You're the one
Unless
that they don't really call on when he really needs to help.
No. Because, I don't have his contact information. We kind of had a falling out. He said some things. I said some things. None of us really came out looking like the best of ourselves. But getting back to what you were saying, though, about, yes, The Greatest Showman is the example of the white savior narrative. Avatar straddles the line, I'd even argue, but it's not a good movie to begin with, so there's a lot going against that film.
What I'm saying is the natives don't come to Sully for anything. He went to them.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Exactly, and that's what a white savior narrative is that they go to.
If you want a better version of Avatar, watch Battle for Terror.
No, don't watch that. No, why would you even suggest that?
What, Battle for Terror?
That movie sucked. I watched that movie. I was disappointed.
Better recommendation: Avatar: The Last Airbender.
No, they have nothing to do with each other. Battle for Terror, I'm talking about.
I know.
I'd say going.
Sucks.
Wait, no, it didn't.
To you.
Uh-oh. Okay, boys, I think we better step back. I see a real battle of wits shaping up here.
Okay, what the hell's wrong with Battle for
Wait,
Terror?
what?
Oh, no, what are you talking about?
Boring.
What? Boring? Not boring, not at all. Very invested.
Dude, you love it. That's fine. I said it was boring. I was hyped by that movie when it was on the commercials, and when I finally got to saw it, I'm not watching this shit ever again.
It's not action packed movie because it's not meant to be an action packed movie. That's the thing.
No shit. It's still boring.
What do you mean? What's boring about it? Is that?
Look, everything is going through the fucking motions. Like all this shit. Look, production wise, there was something off about this movie. Just saying that it just bored the fuck out of me. I knew what the story was. I knew what they were going for. They showed some horrible shit, but it's like at the end of the day, I was like, yeah, I'm not watching this ever again. I don't want to watch a boring movie. Maybe my stance will change if I rewatch it. Maybe. But my first experience, I was like, this shit was boring as hell. And I watched it from beginning to end, mind you.
And If the scene,
Actually, if you want my honest opinion, if you want my honest opinion, the best instead of watching Avatar, just watch Dances with Wolves.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, Avatar was clearly like taking some cues from Dances with Wolves and Thumbelina. The difference is those movies were entertaining.
Well, not just Thumbelina. Also, apparently, some even say Fern Gully.
Yeah, but
No,
Yeah, I remember Fern Gully.
no, not even close.
not even close. But the thing is, he had a fever dream one day and saw blue people, but he decided to create this whole fancy world. But he didn't even bother to create a story for it. He just took Dance with Wolves and then stretched that out and had whole middle section that's not even plot, just padding the movie.
Man, like I said, that Avatar should have been a documentary, a mockumentary,
Hmm.
where
Could have been
you
a
go.
mockumentary comedy, even with great visual effects. I mean, could you just imagine a normal person walking? And they say, "Pandora, a very dangerous place. Even the plants." Ah!
Cause I was more invested in that world than the actual plot itself. Like fucking 6-legged animals running around and shit. You got 6-winged birds flying around. You got a fucking lizard that spins around. I don't know how the hell he don't get air sick when he doing that shit. But apparently
Yeah.
we have things like that in there.
Can I just say too that
Also,
James Cameron puts his heart and soul into a lot of things. When he was thinking about Avatar, he had already thought how he wanted the wildlife and the plant life to look. He had it down to the detail, and I would have liked, like you said, I would have loved to have seen a doc. See, that's a better idea. Give us a documentary about the place of Pandora. Don't just use it as a promo. There's your movie right
What
there.
I'm saying is, who like when have we ever had like a make believe documentary?
Yeah,
Well, we
we
had
had
we had that back in the 2000s. What's that show? The Walking with Dinosaurs.
That
yeah.
was actually history, dude. That's not no make believe shit.
Okay. Wait. We also had some science fiction shows on other planets where we got.
No. I'm talking. He's talking about fictitious mockumentaries, like pure science fiction entertainment document told in a documentary style.
We had a couple shows like that, but I forgot the names of. Let me
I
look.
did remember this one mockumentary somebody made. I thought it was really cool. It was supposed to be the Republic in the future, and they were describing in like one of those History Channel documents the Battle of Hoth from Star Wars. And they actually had these actors coming in, and they were showing clips from the movie, obviously, and they put dramatic reenactment for that bit. And then it cuts to a soldier, and he's talking about being. Anyway, I'm getting off topic.
Bottom line is he wanted an alien woman to be fuckable, and he wanted a make believe planet to exist, and he succeeded with mixed results. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. My only opinion was it's like the way how Solar was narrating. It should have been a documentary because that's what it felt like to me in spots where he's among the Navi.
Yeah, that would have been interesting. But again, it's not that movie is not like I said, it straddled the line, but it's not a white savior film. Like you
Oh,
said, The Greatest Showman is a white savior film. But what else could be considered? They call it a white savior, but it's not a white savior film. Anybody?
well, we briefly mentioned Dances with Wolves, so we can put up as an example that people say it's a white savior story, but it's not.
No, sorry I disappeared, everybody. My computer's acting all wonky. I was getting some upgrades for equipment. No, I don't know how far you got because I dropped off, but somebody mentioned Dances with Wolves. I see there. I have to agree
Victoria.
with Dominic. Oh, Victoria. And Dominic's comment, no, it's not a white savior story. Is all I think this idea of white savior, and Wolf, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is something that the woke bots out there have trumped up or created or tried to infuse into the culture because, again, of their own bigotry themselves. their own self-loathing, their own self-hatred, because they're trying to see things that aren't there. Most people don't know what you mean by the term white savior. But if you really look at many of the movies that you have mentioned, it's not really there too much. And I don't like, for instance,
Basically, in a
Death
nutshell,
Wish.
they're basically saying patriarch, white man, protagonist, patriarchy, enemy, fuck off.
They also
That's
complain
it.
about Iron
In other
Fist.
words, they're
That's
projecting
true.
their
Yeah,
own insecurities
exactly.
and issues onto something that isn't really
Let them
there.
speak.
I say, in other words, some of these people that are part of a minority within our population is they're projecting their own issues, insecurities,
I may have to come
as well as
out.
their
Yeah.
self-loathing onto things that aren't there instead
Mm-hmm.
of
Exactly. And can I
instead of
just
working
say
onto
too? Can
themselves
I
or
wait? Hang on.
starting
Can I also
business.
say? Can I also
Stoner,
say this too?
did you take your
Uh,
happy pills today?
say what?
Did you take your happy pills today? Because you seem very excited.
I am very excited because this one thing that you posted here from Child of the Flower,
I
Atlantis
was gonna
Poca.
get to it, but I was waiting for Donna to finish.
Yeah,
Damn it!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're right. I took some happy pills. Let's keep moving.
Or you must have ate a clownfish today. Oh man, you ate marlin, man. You ain't do shit
Oh.
to nobody.
All right.
You
All
gonna
right.
leave
Look.
Nemo
Look. It's not
fatherless.
something. Look.
I hope
It's
he
not
hasn't
something
taken
I'm.
joy.
Look. I'm. It's not something
Bottom,
I'm proud of. I ate Marlin and I adopted Nemo. I had to do right by Nemo.
uh,
He's still traumatized. He sees you every day.
I know.
but,
I know.
but,
And I'm looking. And he's looking at me right now, like saying, "You killed my daddy." And I'm
That's
like,
assuming Nemo don't grow up. I'm pretty sure Nemo's growing up now, and he's still traumatized. Every day he sees the man who ate his, or the fish who ate his fish father.
Well, I'm just.
any, anyway, the bottom line is these people have, as many people say, they've not cleaned up their rooms. Enough said.
Right.
With
We're gonna go
the
back to
movie.
Child's
Yeah.
comment, but let me read Redneck's comment. He said, spoiler, Dancing with Wolves ends with Kevin Costner's character being forced out of his post and the nails telling him to take leave to let them fight for their land. Yeah, we all know how that turned out. Look at the history, dumbasses.
Mm-hmm.
But what are you gonna say,
uh,
Leia?
I would say even with this, there.
Oh.
So y'all both hear
Oh
it
boy.
too.
So yeah, Leia apparently cut
Leia,
out. It's
you're
probably
robotic.
well, I
They're
don't
She is
even
trying
hear
to
her.
having technical
assist. They're
difficulties.
trying
Oh,
to assist you.
You want to start that over, girl, because we didn't hear none of what you said.
You didn't.
You roboted and then you cut out.
You keep
Heard
cutting out, yeah.
nothing. All right, everybody shut the fuck up so that she can speak so we can hear her before she cut out again.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Maybe it's the new equipment I got. Can you still hear me?
We can hear you. I can.
I can too, yeah.
Mm.
It's
Or not.
or not? Yeah, she's her
You might
tech
have
is
to restart
really
your device again. Don't tell me you're
you
using your
didn't hear that?
government computer.
No, I added there's some new equipment and I guess it was upgraded today for some stupid. It was working the whole day, but now when we get here and we get on with this stream, it decides it wants to act all
You
funky.
installed Windows 11, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to upgrade. Yes, I
Ah,
upgraded
you
to
should
it.
have said no.
You know what?
Trooper
You're right.
warned you about that shit.
yeah never yeah it's bad. You don't get too much higher upgrade version of Windows. Once you go past Windows 7 to Windows 8 and 10, they can skip 9 and 11. No, there's not very good operating systems.
But what you gonna say, Lev? If you can, try your best to explain what you're saying. Oh boy. Okay, she's still out. Child, let's get into Child's comment. She brings up Atlantis, Pocahontas, and Ferngully. Look, let's start with Atlantis.
Can I just say too? They call these white savior stories. Okay, watch those movies. No, they're not. Because
there we go.
I mean, the Pocahontas movie didn't have nothing to do with Pocahontas anyway. Let's
did.
go on to.
First off, Pocahontas
that's
in the
not correct.
Pocahontas. First off, Pocahontas saves the day at the end, and she's Native American, not John Smith. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Ferngully, the fairy girl saves the day at the end, not the human.
Krista.
Yeah, Krista. Atlantis, the Lost Empire. No, Milo doesn't stop and save Atlantis from a giant, hurtling ball of death from a volcano. That's Kita.
Mm-hmm. He releases her, yes, but she
Yes.
did all the work.
Actually, no. Let's step back for a second. Pocahontas, she saves the day at the end. Yes, that's not no. Woman saves the day. Atlantis, though, at the very end, it's guy and girl saves the day. So Atlantis is very progressive. Men and women working together.
However, what Mars Girl met Chris is when she watched Atlantis Lost Empire. She said that Milo was a Gary Stew. I was like,
no, he's not. No, he's not. He is not at all a Gary Stew.
Yeah,
Probably the same people who say the same thing about Jotaro Kujo.
Oh my god.
Cujo.
That's a stretch because he figured out the technology. He figured out the language through the book, the Chef Journal.
Yeah, but he never would have made it to Atlantis without any of those other characters. Okay, he'd have died
She does
immediately.
make a few points. Here's the thing: she does make a few points, like there's money being handed to him. He's got they outfitted him with a military and exploration crew. Like he didn't really do enough of the work to really earn that. Only thing he has is the journal and knowing how to decipher the language of the journal. That's all he had to do. So I will.
He's the guide. That's what Milo is. Milo's the guide, but
Yeah, he doesn't operate the driller any better than Mo does.
Nope. And can I say this too? Is that at the end of the movie when he's fighting Rourke, the bad guy, you think, oh, cool, hero and villain, the hero's going to kick his ass. Rourke kicks Milo's ass. I mean, I believe at one point in the fight, he actually catches Milo's fist and actually hits him with it.
I give the guy credit, though. He did try to fight the guy.
Yeah. And I love it, too, because Rourke is actually beating him up, and he's actually saying, Milo, I'm actually going to give you some credit here. It takes a lot to get under my skin, but congratulations, you did it.
You talking about Avatar?
No,
Atlantis, the Lost Empire, because Child of the Water says that Atlantis, Pocahontas, and Ferngully are all about the white saviors. And I'm like, okay, first off, what they say that it's white saviors, but if you watch the movie, no, they're not.
Well, but I don't think Pocahontas was more about herself than it was John Smith. I always thought that she really was the heroine of the movie.
The story is about Pocahontas. It started with her and ended with her.
Correct.
Not only that, and not only that too. John Smith really doesn't.
I mean, it has nothing to do.
John Smith doesn't even really do anything. They don't end the war. It's Pocahontas who ends.
It's romanticized history. Yes.
It's not even history
that out. That ain't what we're talking about, though.
Yeah.
And then
we're talking about the movie itself. If we want to go on a history bent on this damn show, we can do that another time, Fizz. Damn.
Yeah, exactly.
And then with Ferngully, it's like, no, Krista saves the day at the end of the movie, not the human.
Not Zach.
And Zach. And then in Atlantis, it's like Milo does some of the work. It's very progressive because Milo and Kita both save Atlantis at the end. So yeah, those are not white savior movies. I don't know why they say that though.
I don't know why they said it
No.
either, Scooney. And you're right. The film said she it starts with her, it ends with her. It's about her. It's not about John Smith.
Just
It's
start out
about
again.
yeah. No, I'm here. Did you hear my last
Yeah,
comment?
you did.
Okay, yeah.
I
It's
heard.
not
I heard
about
bits and pieces of it.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah, Fizz just didn't say
Yeah.
anything. Yeah,
mhm.
exactly. And what about Fern Gully? What did you think? Did you think that was a white savior film?
How
Oh
is
my
that
goodness.
a
Fern
white
Gully is
savior?
an adventure.
It's a
It's mostly
fantasy
an
story.
environmental message.
I know.
Yeah,
No, I know.
Fern Gully was made. I haven't seen it in so long, but Fern Gully was created at the time when Hollywood was on the environmental tip and they wanted to make movies about the environment, save the environment. Hollywood is always doing that. But I don't think it was a white savior story. I think the
Rescue the
little fairy,
rainforest.
yes, save the rain. There
Hollywood,
was in it.
the one
Yeah,
place where you could preach to the choir.
yes. That's exactly. So that's probably why I forgot the film because I felt that film was more about preaching than really telling a
Hollywood,
but
I will never pollute ever again. Just don't make another Fern Gully movie. Please,
yes.
God.
Hey,
Look, Fern Gully.
I'll say though,
Look, I
much
would
like
love your
with the
message.
Greatest Showman, Fern Gully has a killer soundtrack that has aged well.
What I'm saying is that movie is about saving the wildlife. So we have a metrosexual entity that's trapped in a tree, but apparently
Oh yeah.
humans are still the cause of why the forest is dying.
Oh
Then
yeah.
you also got a metrosexual Gila monster that's singing about eating somebody. But
Mm-hmm.
No,
again,
it was not.
humans are the bad
Maxis?
guys. We
It
got
was not his animated movies. Then he did
Texas.
weird stuff.
No shit. But we also have fairies that take care of the forest
Mm.
that only do a better job once the fairy godmother gives them more power.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Can I say
okay,
that too? Can I say that too? I love that. That is amazing. That's the fairy godmother. The literal fairy godmother.
I mean, she's sure as hell not Krista's real grandmother, but damn it,
No.
I mean, like I said, like the moment she dies, she gives them all the power,
Mm-hmm.
power that she should have given to them early in the damn movie. I'm
But
oh, so
she used it for herself. She was using it for herself. But now she's dead. She don't have to use it anymore. Fine, let's get rid
no.
of it right now.
Look, my thing is once again, like I said, they doing a better job once she give them the fucking power for some reason. I'm wow. So that's what it takes. Like the moment Hexus has returned, then you give them the power. You're basically giving them a power upgrade. And I'm just look, we go on and on about fucking Fern guy. Let's get into the outsider real quick, which is Jared Leto being a yakuza in the yakuza family. Which once again, not a white savior.
What the hell?
He's
Did
a
my
fucking
mic go out?
gaijin. Your mic is
So you
good,
mean
dude. What you worrying
you
about?
mean
Uh,
are you
okay.
talking about Keanu Reeves from 47 Samurai?
I mean 47 Ronin. No, he's not a white savior.
47
He's
Ronin.
Asian.
I know. Keanu Reeves part Asian.
That Negro 40% Korean. And that's even
I
bad
know,
news.
but
Hi
but that's
What
guys.
what
you
movie is
just
this?
Outsider. The Outsider.
outsider. Yeah.
Okay, I don't
It's called
think I've
The
seen this.
Outsider.
Oh, big ass here.
Jared.
Hey.
I ain't seen that either.
Mm-mm.
Either have I.
Can I explain The Outsider then?
Go right ahead. I'm
Mm.
listening. Yes.
Me and the wife had watched it on Netflix before Netflix was actually decent. And it was a pretty gnarly movie, actually, when you really think about it. He's basically an ostracized gaijin inducted into the yakuza, going. It's basically like a Japanese In Too Deep. Only he's not a cop, a deep cover cop. He's actually a foreigner that just got inducted to their family, one of the families, and he's just working his way up to the chain while facing discrimination.
Then that's not a white savior movie.
No, it's not. But once again, they see white dude among people that are not white savior. He ain't saved a damn thing in this fucking movie. He ain't become a damn Yakuza boss.
Nope.
Once again, those that are making that comment, first of all, are ignorant. They didn't see the movie, and they're going by their own bigotry and prejudice. Just like you said, they see a white man among people who are ethnic. Oh, it's a white savior. How do you know that? Where did you come to that conclusion? That's what I would ask them. How can you prove? Did you see the movie? No. Are you going to see the movie? No. So how can you make that assumption? You're just going by what you see and your own prejudice. You should see the movie to educate yourself. You might learn something, but most of the time that's not what they do. You know, the
Problem
same.
is that they will watch it and
What
they'll
makes it funny?
still say it. They'll still label it.
Yeah, no matter if they watched the
What
movie
makes it,
or
like,
if they read the
funny?
synopsis for the movie or the episode of a show or a game, they'll just immediately jump to conclusions.
And you know
Exactly.
what makes it funny yet ironic is Jordan Peele's movie Get Out. In that movie, what he was like what he was showcasing through the story as well as the characters is the prejudice and bigotry coming from some people who happen to lean to the left of the political spectrum. And that flies over people's heads.
You're
Well,
right,
they think
Dominic.
that's going to fly over people's heads, but it doesn't. I mean, we all know the real reason why they're doing this. In fact, Wolf, you said it backstage, and it was so poetic.
What did I say?
You said that it's just an excuse not to put a white guy in a lead role.
Right. Let me bring that back up again because I said this earlier in the stream. It's really like I said. The truth of the matter is they keep throwing that. Oh, sorry, troopers messaging me. No, the reason why they keep throwing that shit around because they're making their point clear. They're making their bottom line clear. They just don't want to see white people as the protagonists anymore. It's been like that since they started screaming about it loudly. But the truth is they like us and to which I said, what you worrying about? You got Bridgerton, you got Negress and Boleyn.
That's very
You got,
true.
hell, you got a fucking black Viking twice over coming up in Love and Thunder and Vikings Valhalla. The
Yeah.
fuck you worried about now? What your breadcrumbs ain't enough?
Well,
Your
that's
scraps from the master ain't enough?
there's
Yeah,
only one role that the white character can play now, and that's the bad guy. Make them the villain.
The villainous
makes
ist
it
with ist. He's either a ist or a phobe, as you say. The villain, you villain. Yeah, that's all they want you for is the villain.
Well, again, like what these people don't realize is they are the villains that not the people who accuse them as just for having like dissenting viewpoints or don't like think like them. Again, like
Exactly. They have a worldview and mindset of villains.
Well,
yeah,
and that's
and
another
that's
thing.
like what
Yeah.
shows like what Get Out. Like, yeah, like with people like who are showing like
Hang
more
on, guys. Let
bigotry
them
and
talk.
prejudice. Prejudice is echoing like the sentiments from Malcolm X. X like look, and that's it. I won't call these like guys like liberals because they're not liberals in any sense of the word or philosophy. Because as Malcolm X said, beware of the wolf of liberals who are wolves in sheep's clothing. And I'll add to that is they're not if they're wolves in sheep's clothing, they're not liberals. They are leftists.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. And Wolf, when Scooney just told me the comment you said, to white male leads because they don't want them there out of their own bigotry, as Dominic just said. Bigotry, guys, there is no color for bigotry. There is no such thing as the okay prejudice. There's no excuse for it. There's no reason for it. If you become bigotry to a person who showed you bigotry, and that's what we're seeing right now from these ignorant nobodies that are sitting at home on their computer because they have no life. They don't want to go out there for their own life. They want to make excuses. They want everything to come to them on a silver platter. And since it's not coming to them on a silver platter, they want to put the blame on everything else.
Yeah. And it's because it's interesting. There is a psychological term for this, they say, is that in order to look like less of a failure in your own life, you have to take on these quote unquote righteous causes. And in order to make up for the fact that you have failed in your personal life.
Let's introduce the Bear of the North, Eloise Dotto.
Eloise, hey!
I thought you'd turn up.
Hello, everyone.
Do we even know what we're talking about, Eloise?
She knows what we're talking about.
Good to see you, Eloise.
Well, and that's the thing, too. The white savior narrative is so askewed because it only applies to it appeals to hetero men, but not women. Not white savior. If it's a woman in a white savior narrative, that's okay.
Right. It can only be, if it's a woman, or like I said, I haven't seen a black person in such a set. I'm trying to think of a movie where a black person is, I know how she's feeling. She'll be back. I'm trying to think of a movie where a black person had the white savior narrative, and I can't think off my head. If anybody knows one, let me know, where a black person was a fish out of water. And I can't think off the top. Does anybody know?
Any Murphy movie.
Oh yeah,
The Beverly Hills Cop.
That and the Golden Child.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah, there
I
you
would
go.
say, I would say Golden Child is more of a chosen one narrative, not a black savior, white savior, or whatever that archetype. Golden Child is more of a chosen one narrative.
But the best, you're right about that, Scooty. But the thing is, he's the chosen one, but nobody complains about it. I don't know anybody having a complaint was why is.
Oh, that's a good point.
To the I forgot.
That is a good point, actually.
Complained about that when we saw.
That's actually a good point, Leia. I recant my objection. You're right. Yep, you heard it. I will admit it on here. I can admit to a mistake, so I recant that. Leia, you're right.
What would have been like?
Yeah, you're kind of roboting, Leia.
I mean, what did
in and out?
Yeah, I mean, what did Eddie Murphy save in Comes to America though? He didn't save anybody. He just kind of existed.
We're talking about fish out of water with a black person.
No, fish out of water. He was exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Name basically any fucking Eddie Murphy movie. Just about any Eddie Murphy movie where you have a black fish out of water. Golden Child and Comes to America comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
But don't mean to ignore Leia's assertions, but I believe it was Victoria Fagbauer that brought up the help, and that also brought up the that when I read that comment, Blindside also came up. I was like, yeah, like that's not white savior. It's a story about family from any place where you call home.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I never felt that white savior story when I saw the movie.
Or Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
How is Jerry Maguire a white savior story? How is Jerry Maguire a white savior story?
Or Radiohead.
Just
because a black character is getting help from a white character.
But Jerry Maguire is doing his job. That's what sports agents do.
Yeah. And if anything, he's not a savior. He's struggling. Cuba Gooding Jr. is basically his lifeline.
Yeah. You're right. He needs Cuba more than Cuba needs him. That's why he pursued him so harshly, because It was his last stand, his last proof.
Oh yeah. You had me at hello, tear.
Yes, yeah.
I don't care what
Remember
anybody
the
says.
Titans.
Oh, remember the what? I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't
I,
say that, but they could possibly say something about that just because the team has black people in it.
what?
But see,
But
that's ignorance talking, Wolf. That's
I
ignorance
didn't say they
talking.
say that.
Not only that, not
I'm
only
saying if
that,
you
it's
put a list
basically
of
the
white
romantic.
narratives, what they call white narratives, sorry, what they call white savior narratives, I'm pretty sure Remember Times will pop up on there too. They'll find. My point being is they will find any material that we never would ever guess to see as a white savior narrative, Remember Times will I guarantee you, in maybe a CBR or a BuzzFeed listing, that will pop up as a white savior narrative, which is not true.
unless, of course, they were revoking Denzel Washington's colored card, which I don't think you can do.
No, you can't do that. I don't see. I remember the Titans is a man who's a canon them. So I don't see anywhere.
No, he's the one who leads the team in the end to
Yes,
ultimate
particularly
victory.
these young men need to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you also
Pump the brakes
see
real quick. Pump the brake real quick. Child of Flower says, "Wasn't Blindside based on a person's life? I would try. I would not try. I would try not to include based on true stories because there's some basis in reality. They don't give a damn about reality, child.
No.
They'll see Blindside and see a white mother taking care of a black adopted son, getting him into sports and shit, and they'll still call the bitch a white savior.
Which really is quite a shame because that's based on a true story. The way that woman loved that was her son.
No shit.
Okay, that's
They'll
a
even see the help. Yeah.
I didn't even.
No,
Yeah.
no. The irony is, let's cue in the irony though. These
Okay.
fucking movies won awards.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least
Absolutely.
they were
Yeah.
nominated for really good awards, right?
Some
You're right
yes.
about that. Oh my God! The only reason why they're tearing these down is because these movies won against other movies.
Yes.
And yet they have a story about a white person helping a black person, and yet and you know they get mad at that because apparently that's what get them the awards is because the white person is the protagonist taking care of a black person.
What? No, that's not how it works
And
at
they
all.
were no, and that's the thing. We laugh at that, but that's what the Academy is doing now. They cave to that pressure. Those
Right.
that and the whole hashtag Oscar is so white has not aged very well a day.
Oh, I don't even trust Oscars anymore. I used to love the
Oh no.
Oscars. I hate them now.
Oh no.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
cares anymore.
I don't
Lost their
care.
way
I've lost.
a long time ago.
Well, and that was the problem is that the Oscars were supposed to be a celebration of movies. Now it's just celebration of what's got the most political talking points in it.
Mhm.
I absolutely
Basically,
agree.
it's the romanticization of one's worldview and the demonization of someone who doesn't share that. And so they go after someone who doesn't share it, and people who have other interests in other things and like other things, and yet suddenly they just bash on them just for that. Bull crap.
Child of the Flower, thank you. This is the joke of the evening.
Hold on, what did it say?
Because they would have whooped his ass if he was white.
Fine, Spider-Man No Way Home is white savior because Aunt May and Peter wanted to help Electro. Oh god
Because
damn
he's
it! Don't even
black.
get me started with Aunt May in that movie when she put up with the great power comes great responsibility thing when that's supposed to be with Uncle Ben, which is the whole reason why Peter Parker became Spider-Man. Fuck
Right.
you, Kevin
I would
Feige.
say like
Fuck
I would
you.
say
I don't know what you're talking about.
I said for No Way Home, like the movie could have finally mentioned
Throw what they
Uncle
feel.
Ben and May's line would have been remember what Uncle Ben said. With great power comes great responsibility.
And that's what Aunt May was supposed to be. She's supposed to be that lifeline and that tether to Peter Parker. When he's on the Basically, whenever Peter Parker is on the far edge of giving up, it's Aunt May who's picking him up when it's all said and done.
And not to mention Uncle Ben in spirit.
Oh yeah, but she's the reminder of Uncle Ben because she echoes Uncle Ben's words. So I would have been fine if the movie had actually said Aunt May just echoing Uncle
Once
Ben's words.
again, I would have settled if they would fucking look at a picture of Uncle Ben in his prime or at least something and talk about the damn man, if nothing else. Why are these movies so afraid to talk about father figures?
Oh, I know. Can I also say this?
Because
That's
they want
another
to tear
thing.
down the father figures because they're like children. It's just like,
Mhm.
get away from me, Dad. I don't want to, like something like that.
Well,
Now,
none of them do
I'll
that.
bring that
None
up.
of them.
Hang on,
None of them.
hang on.
none-
Hang on.
I wouldn't say not just
Silence! I can't take this shit no more. Now it's time for me to whoop your asses. Come on. Let's go. Get your ass down. Come on. Come on with. Come on. Oh, you fast, but I'm faster. Come on with. Woo! Look,
I have my
Speaking of
sword, you know.
I got fucking wolf teeth.
Oh no, the wolf is loose.
But final, he has a sword.
For the excitement of that battle.
He has that
Go away,
sword.
wolf. But what I was saying is, speaking of father figures, you know what? That's gonna be a topic that we can tackle in the future. That and mother figures.
Mhm.
We haven't talked about that in a while.
What were you going to
Well,
say,
we
Leia?
talked about that in Parenthood, but we still need to talk about father figures and mother figures. But go ahead, Leia. What you gonna say?
Well, back to the Aunt May in the new Spider-Verse, I agree with basically echoing what you're saying. I don't think they had to take a crap on Uncle Ben. There should have been some well, I didn't like Aunt May in this version of Spider-Man anyway.
I know the reason was Aunt May.
Sorry. I didn't. I know she was made younger, but I just didn't buy into it. But in No Way Home, they did not have to totally step over Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben is the main lifeline to Peter Parker and why he decides to take the mantle that he does with great power responsibility. So I agree with Wolf. There's no reason to totally just chunk him out of the picture and like he didn't mean anything. I hate it when they gave that line to her. I'm like, okay, stop it.
Once
Stop
again,
doing
like
that.
I said, let me reiterate what I said in many streams. Once again, I don't mind Aunt May being young. Okay, I don't mind the age of the characters at times. My issue with Aunt May is that she don't act like a fucking adult.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
always been my
Okay.
issue with Aunt May. Like everybody
Nobody in the MCU acts like adults.
that not anymore.
Not
Not
anymore.
even fucking more.
Well,
Thing is, like I said, like everybody keep bitching about her fucking age. Her fucking age. Who gives a fuck about her age? My thing is my question is she written like a fucking adult? Because I've met many adults her fucking age that act like fucking adults, and that's not an adult May. That's a fucking cool Aunt May.
Yeah,
Right.
that's another. That's a problem again with what they're saying and what you guys are all saying. I'm just
And
gonna
I feel
echo.
bad for Marissa Tomei because Marissa Tomei plays a fucking mother really good in The Fucking Wrestler.
Oh yeah,
I
That was
want
amazing.
that Aunt May. I want the
Well,
Aunt May that's willing to mother Peter Parker when he's down and out. And that's another look. We could talk about the Spider-Man series when we
well,
get
and that
around to
well,
talking
this
about
actually does this.
Spider-Man stuff.
This actually also does tie into the white savior narrative because they think the white savior narrative is another thing to tear down the traditional family unit because they're trying to make you say that no white person's good,
yeah,
let alone
which is racist.
and they can't be fathers. No way.
It's not only
Scooty's
racist,
right.
but also very regressive.
Yeah.
Scooty is right.
Why does this sound a lot similar to the Vengeance song that I posted a few days back?
Because you're right. Villains are pushing this narrative. The people that are spewing this poison are acting like villains themselves because villains think like that, not people who have common sense. And because in their eyes,
Oh yeah,
just like
they
you
hate
said,
common sense. Any common
yes,
sense you try to make them, they will kick and scream and try to bully
That's
you
exactly
into
what they do.
submission.
They kick and they scream like little baby children throwing a fit. and that's why they throw out things.
Exactly.
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 And a lot.
That's exactly how they act like.
Hey everyone, I'm back.
What the hell were you doing? Find a cat or something?
No, I was eating because I hadn't eaten dinner yet.
No problem.
That's fair. And now,
There was
I will
something
say,
Will was gonna say, but I got nothing.
I'll say this. Not, I mean, yes, we do see this as like from people like who lean to the right, but are too far from it, like from like a regular conservative. But most of the time, we see all this is coming from people who lean too far to the left, more often than not. And you're right. Like, they are acting like immature children instead of adults.
That's exactly it. That's exactly how they are acting. They're upset because their lives didn't go perfectly as they saw on television and movies. Their daddy wasn't perfect, or
They just want to see
everybody else.
themselves in so many shit.
Yeah, what I
Everything
like
is
to do is
No,
literally
that
seriously, they
so
want to see themselves.
frac.
yeah.
Okay, we
Could I also
crisscrossing.
say this too?
Somebody
That
or something.
they're making the heroes such assholes now, and these heroes are supposed to be the creators themselves, saying like, you see, this is the real me, okay, I'm not a bad person, and all the entire audience is like, actually, yeah, you are.
Yeah, because everything
Spoken
is
like a
already
true
so
narcissist.
fragmented. Like every character, like any hero that they would make, has to be the exact same skin color, exact same personality, or some if they even have one, which comes down to angry bitch, the
Yeah.
exact same sexuality, and they just go, I have to make this character has to be everything, every facet of my being, or else I'm not happy. Like,
Mhm.
take Superman
Tears
in
from
the
the sun.
comics.
Tears from the
Like,
sun.
Oh, Tears from the Sun.
Tears of the sun. Sorry.
Oh, Tears of the Sun.
Is that groundhog movie?
Yeah.
The image on the screen.
No, that's Edge of Tomorrow, and that's not a white savior narrative. I don't care what anybody tells you.
No, it ain't.
That's
No, the
that's not.
fuck it ain't.
Real quick. Final.
I really don't think there's such a thing as a white savior thing because it's just a chosen one trope that these people actively despise. So
They
they
rename.
tack some they tack some random name on it just so they can find a way to hate on it without being called out on it.
mm-hmm.
And I will also add that unfortunately, segments of academia are preaching this, or at least teaching this to college students, which is very concerning, which adds into the issue of academia falling so hard from grace, because instead of being a hub of diversity of thought and preparing like young adults for the real world, it's an indoctrination camp.
I mean,
If I
it's
Wow.
been that way since like the 1800s because like a lot of the academic system that we have not now is based off the German system from like the 1800s. So really, it's training people to be like subservient and you know and fit into like this compartmentalized system rather than being able to like think for yourselves or think outside the box.
Fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I
Let me
thought
go
Leo
back
was
to
about to say something to
let me,
me.
let me go back to Tears of the Sun real quick, and why
Okay.
they would be. Don't be surprised if that pop up in any list. By the way, whatever they want to see as a white savior, they didn't save shit. They only save a group of people. The conflict was the conflict. I forgot what conflict that was that they were referencing in that movie. That shit was still going on, if you read on the history of that conflict, hell, like the white guys got shot up. Only one black dude lived.
Also, what the thing is, that's not even a savior movie. It starts off as Navy SEALs extracting a person. She's not going to leave unless they take this whole village with them, and they agree because they, well, crap, we have to help them. Because
Because
the
that's
one,
one way you can get the bitch out of there.
yeah, that's the only way we're going to get her out of there. So these guys didn't even start off coming in to save this whole group of people. They came in to save one person, and that was it. And they were kind of forced into this. They became these heroes by accident.
Mm-hmm. And Child of the
Pump
Flowers,
the
like
brakes real
mentioned.
quick, guys.
Say what?
Pump the brakes real quick.
Oh, yeah.
From Occupied Balmora, Trooper FN 2525.
Oh, what is going on?
Wow, it's a party.
Trooper!
Yeah, for like a few minutes,
Trooper!
for like a few minutes, I'll be like jumping in and out and making myself some dinner, and then I'm probably gonna crash. I didn't know y'all were on already. I thought
I
it was
just
30 Pacific.
look, Negro.
You didn't put Pacific or Central on that.
My bad.
Because if you're talking 9:30 plus size time, I'm on that time zone. I get that. So
Anyway, I did, as I was saying in my comments, I did hear that Leia wanted to say something to me. What were you going to say, Leia?
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, the sound keeps cutting. I'm not sure if she heard that.
I can't hear it all.
I heard can anybody hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I did hear you, Final. I
Where am
did
I
pop
at?
out for a minute, but I did hear you. I hope I'm repeating you right. You were making a comment, and then you were going to mention Superman. I just wanted to I just wanted to hear what you were going to say when a couple comments back when we were talking about the state of people and how they were thinking in their home life, and then you were saying something about what they've done to Superman. I just wanted to hear what you had to say with that analogy. That's all. The example. Do you remember?
Well, I was about to be like Superman, basically as a character of what he's supposed to be, basically, and what he's supposed to be. Okay, so with Superman, I really liked this guy. Actually, when I started reading Superman Secret Origin, that's actually my first ever Superman story I've ever read. And I liked Superman not just because of because he has black hair like me, and because I actually did a cosplay of him that looks spot on as Superman. No. It's the facet of doing what's right. It's the facet of him being a natural leader, of leading by example. That's what makes him a great leader.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be. It's not a savior thing. It's leadership qualities. That's what you look at, and that's what I've always looked at myself. Superman, one of my all-time favorite characters. It's because who he is as a person and the leadership qualities that he has. Because I've been going back lately and looking back at rewatching like Superman 3 and 4 and see if I could try to find some good things in those movies that maybe I missed because they weren't so well made. But there's some good points that were made in them about himself as a leader. He knew when to pull his power back and when to use it. And it's not about a white savior. It's not about with these people, the thing is power. They feel they don't have power and they want power.
It's power for power's sake.
Yeah, just for the sake of it, not to do good things, not to help each other out. It's just, I just want to be known as the one who has the power. That's it. And we can see that very clearly right now in our culture. It's just the issues about power. Final, I gotta ask you. You said you did cosplay. Which Superman? Christopher Reeve era, Henry Cavill era, or I'm curious.
It's classic Superman, just the classic Superman.
Okay. Oh, okay. Cool. I'm not gonna say that, but that's the point I just wanted to make. He was making a point about that. So, but that's true. It's not about the color. Again, it's about the qualities as a human being, and that's what they're missing because what they envy is the power. That's all that matters to them. So to them, they see the white males as having all the power. They're jealous of that power. They want that power. So they're tearing that person down in order to make themselves have it. When they themselves do not have any leadership qualities, they don't get it. They don't have those
inspire
qualities to
people.
lead. Right. There's no inspiration whatsoever. I've said 1,000 times this wokeism and this race swapping has not produced no good acts at all. It's done more damage than good.
Same thing with postmodernism.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it actually creates a cultural stagnation. I'm born in '96, so I'm a millennial, and it's really surprised me like how our culture, how we as a culture and society has went from achieving a sense of true equality and tolerance to being fractured like in the mid to late 2000s. It's because we didn't we would we weren't able to prevent the crazies from taking over the asylum.
Well, let me ask you guys this, especially you final. You both are quite younger than me. I think everybody most here is. They're targeting this. You're the audience that they're targeting. They want my generation out, but they want you guys in because they believe you guys want this. So my question is this what you want? Because Hollywood believes this is what you want. They want you the white savior stories in there. They want the race swapping. They want the diversity, inclusion, and represent all that.
And where is this information coming from? Twitter, because they think that's what the population wants.
Yes, they think Twitter is the audience. They think Twitter is the world.
Yeah.
Well, not just Twitter, but also Facebook, Tumblr, and
Yeah, any social media sites, especially the world philosophy, postmodernism, and Marxism.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and we were, and like actually, Yuri Bezmenov, he warned us, like about all this, as well among countless others. But yeah, it's crazy. I'm saying like
You guys,
if Yuri was alive, he would be shocked and devastated to see like how the way Western civilization has become.
Hey, Louise, you were gonna say something?
oh no, I was gonna say I highly recommend watching Academic Agent's video on Yuri Bezmenov, like what he didn't tell you, which is it goes into more details on like post World War II and like the reconstruction of Germany after that, like how it basically would happen is the same programs that the Marxists designed to like deprogram the Nazis, that program never died. It just extended the definition of Nazi. So like that's why you're seeing all this stuff going on around everyone, because it's the same program, only it's extended to everyone.
And that was because social media gave it a far-reaching grip. But let's what else were you guys gonna say?
Well, Child of the Flower said the millennials want it. So
Trooper,
okay.
let Trooper give a crack at it if he can, because he is kind of busy. Trooper,
Crack at what?
are you with us?
Crack at what?
At these crackers that keep talking about white saviors and shit.
In terms of what exactly? That's my whole thing. It's like, regardless of franchise, I mean, we've already established that hero, regardless of color, has to be deconstructed, and you have to have some form of new inclusive hero take over. So I mean, realistically, this is happening whether we like it or not. So either we make our own stuff, like I've been saying for a while, or here's the thing. We already know Disney is a pile of groomers, so I would expect nothing less from them now, considering oh, love the mullet. That's a base.
Kevin Costner is always best when he has a mullet.
Right.
Always.
But did
Well,
you guys?
here's my thing. If you need a
oh.
white savior, y'all got
Okay,
it.
okay.
Because the only way, like, here's my thing. Yes, that is how it kind of started, because I hate to say it, we are the majority still. But you know, it's my whole thing is, yeah, we need more characters. You know, we need more Luke Cage, more Misty Knights, but we definitely don't need like a gender swap or a race swap. I mean, that's reductive, because all that tells me is that um, writers or creators are not bright enough to come up with new ideas. Or you're basically telling minorities, oh, you guys aren't good enough to have your own heroes, but here, we'll give you a consolation prize. How about Black Superman? Here you go. There you go. That's your consolation prize. Oh, you mean you want more? Well, you know, that's kind of racist.
Why don't just make an
Sounds like
icon
they
movie?
take
Like
their
I said,
inspirations from frickin' DeviantArt.
I want me some Black Samson. I want me more hot potato. Like, I want me some bad mamma jamma that can take, you know, dudes down with some smooth kung fu moves. That's what I want. You know, I want to see that stuff. You know, or I want to see, you know, more of the, you know, badass Latina, you know, she, if you will. I want to see more of that. That's what I want to see. I love that stuff. When Machete came out, or I'm sorry, Machete, if, you know, for all the people who watched it, you know, came out, I loved it. I mean, come on, Danny Trejo freaking swinging out of a window on innards.
Man,
that is top
my
10.
favorite experience
That is
going to that movie
top
in the
10.
theaters. Look,
So,
my favorite experience of going to that movie in the theaters, the moment I walked up in that freaking theater and turned left, damn, I swear in the ocean of Mexicans. Okay, I'm doing this. I'm gonna sit with this. About the time when we got to the part where he's fucking Tarzan off of fucking dude's intestines, I bumped old boy next to me. I'm like, yeah, this movie's fucking dope. Ain't it? He's like, hey, I said this shit is awesome. I'm like, yep, fuck yeah, dude.
I'll tell you what
Fucking
did it for me in Machete when he comes breaking through the door and he's firing that minigun on his motorcycle.
I don't like that. I didn't like that cut.
Oh, I loved it.
Look, I was looking forward to it. I just didn't like how they cut into it. It was a bad. I would say, Robert, you did a bad edit on that one. That's like he just popped it in.
It was intentionally. It was intentionally made to be bad.
I know. I was like, I kind of
I
wish.
don't care. We have Danny Trejo on a motorcycle.
Okay, I'll shut the fuck up about it then.
busting through the scene.
Negro, I'm clapping my anus on the shit now. Now move on.
With a freaking minigun
I'm done
mounted
showing my
on
ass.
his motorcycle firing. Your argument is invalid.
And I'm not showing my ass no more. My ass cheeks are clipped and my ass is up my fucking rectum now. You happy?
Okay, let's move on. Okay, let's move on.
I was just
That's how I win the argument by talking about.
Wow.
Oh my god! Talk about TM.
It's just like Dr. Smith and the Nostalgic Critic review on the miniseries of Stephen King's It. It's just like, I'll just shoot myself out, and then he just sneaks off.
Yeah.
Screw would just walk away like you know what? At least my work is done. like I'll take that victory. he'll just self-deprecate himself.
All right, let's move on.
I was going to say, I was after listening to Trooper's comments. See, here's my issue. I don't mind, again, I have nothing against diversity. I welcome it. But what I don't like is when they shove a black character at me just for the sake of that character being black. That's not going to make me love that.
That's
character.
even how John Boyega even called Disney out on that.
He's
after
right.
the Star Wars anti-trilogy was over. The Star Wars anti-trilogy.
He was right. He was right about that. I agree with him on that, because that's the problem I have with some current black characters is I think they're there just because they're black. There's no personality. There's nothing to them. They just say, okay, here's a black character. There it is. But it's just
Critical Drinkers
nothing
even
there.
had said this on one of his streams, where it's like, where if you just like go into the world thinking, oh, I'm already perfect. I already have a lot of this stuff, because that's been like there's already something else with that, but it's something like Mulan 2020. Think of something like that where you think, oh no, you're fine the way you are. I'm fine the way I am. There's no need for improvement. You're gonna be fucked. Like you're just gonna end up exactly like Anakin.
Yeah,
Exactly.
What's worse is this doesn't apply to fictional black characters, but any minority are not allowed to be villains as they were in the past.
Even if they are, they would just be the misunderstood ones, and it's
Like
so boring.
Enough with the misunderstood or sympathetic villains who happen
I
to
want
be
my thugs
minorities.
back.
They are villains.
I want my
All right?
thugs back. I want my Pookie and Ray Rays back. I
Okay,
miss
like,
my Pookies and Ray Rays. You mean to tell me we can't have those because that's a negative stereotype of black people? Bitch, I lived that life. How the fuck you gonna tell me my shit is a fucking stereotype? I was surrounded by Pookie and Ray Ray before. I've been surrounded by Pookie and Ray Ray my whole fucking life. How the fuck that's a stereotype? I lived that life, motherfucker. You erasing that part of my life. How about that?
let villains be villains and heroes be heroes, regardless of their race, their orientation, anything. Let
Boys
them
in
be
the Hood is a
heroes.
motherfucking documentary.
I agree. The reason they're doing that is because they feel we as black people, Wolf, we need help. Poor you. You need some help.
Bitch, do they look like they need your help? Let them do their own stuff.
Yeah.
Let them do their own stuff. Let them make their own mistakes. Fuck off.
Right. So we're going to make
Exactly.
all the black people good so you can feel good about yourself. That's all you need. That's basically what they're doing, Wolf. That's why you're not getting your thugs, Wolf, but Wolf, you need help to let go of that thug mentality. So we're going to race swap some villains for you, make black people good. That way you'll be good. And you will vote a certain way when an election comes. And you will put in the White House who we want you to.
I
So that's
want
why we
now.
do it.
I want now. It's wet neck in the chat. He talking about what the hell is what's up with DC giving the heroes kids and they come out as teenagers with Marxist agendas and they're all part of the alphabet community for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like
As
it's
I said
impossible.
before, especially when it came down to the CW shows, no kids allowed to be straight anymore.
Like,
Oh my
impossible.
God!
All right.
It gets to the point of impossibility. Like how come they all part of the alphabet community? That's not even possible.
Even
Because Warner
when
Bros. Just
they
wants to
write
appeal
like
to the
that
cool
in
kids.
the comics.
No. Let me tell you this. Here's one thing I have to say right now, and this is some fucked up shit that they think of the gay community at this point. They're treating the LGBT community as an assembly line that comes out of fucking birthing factory. So apparently, they want to sell this idea that gender is a as they always say, a social construct, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they are fighting tooth and nail to prove that shit. I haven't watched the video, but somebody had brought up that somebody is telling the kids that the doctors are lying about gender when they assign gender to you at birth. Bitch, I have a penis. I'm a dude. You ain't hiding that shit. I can't hide that shit. I could tuck it in, but there ain't no way in hell I can hide it.
Well, and that's
a part
another
of me.
there's a very sinister agenda too at work here. Is that there's a very cultish slash like religious zealotry with these groups. I mean, and they target, and they're doing it in a far more sinister way. They're doing it through Facebook and all the social media. They prey on the vulnerable and the people who are like having, like, for example, you could write on a search bar and say, I just don't like myself today. And almost immediately somebody will fire back and say, oh, that's because you're experiencing gender dysphoria.
Dude, I love your mic. I love your mic. Don't ever change that.
Oh, dude, I forgot to tell you that he did
I was
get a
gonna
new
say,
mic.
don't change that shit.
No, don't, man. I'm loving his mic too, man. I've been loving it since he used the damn mic, dude. I was like, man,
Oh, I got a life, bro. You know,
man,
freaking
let's
get
make
happy.
babies. You and I make some baby fish.
I had to freaking get out of. I had to pull a Running Man and get out of freaking Blue Stateville. Like trying to sell my shit, freaking getting extensions so I could sell it, freaking getting a 20-foot U-Haul, putting everything in it. What was it?
I think we're on
my,
the fun section of this
having
topic
my
right
idiot
now.
friend not be able to read a Garmin GPS, so
Maybe what I'll do.
Colorado.
Maybe what I'll do is I'll have an ASMR stream. Hello.
Oh wow.
Hello.
Bro, my relocation was not easy. Like freaking the plan was to freaking cut through Utah and then maybe hit a little bit of Wyoming and then get to where I'm at now. Like, no, like this idiot doesn't know how to freaking read a GPS, so I end up having to do like a 5-state freaking drive. So I was pissed. And then on top of that, I got caught in the middle of a snowstorm.
Oh damn.
And me knowing what it was, I was like, no, we got to driving now. And then,
Stop, trooper! You're
barely starting to
your
drive.
best friend.
My friend is like, maybe we should pull over to the side. I was like, no, we're gonna keep driving. So,
trooper, you're scaring Eloise, your best friend.
I don't know about best. So, yeah. So,
oh wow,
I had to do that.
Wow.
Hey, my best friend is on the shit list right now. She's been on the shit list for ever since she messed up and didn't know how to read a GPS and took me through Colorado. So I mean that's been going on.
See, he's
for
got
a while.
high standards. So you dodged the bullet.
No, I told this female, look, I need help to get this stuff done. Do you want to do this with me? She's like, yeah, I'll hang because it's you. And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. And then so I'm driving. She's driving. I'm following her.
Look, bottom line, he's got high standards.
This is Colorado.
As a good friend.
I was like, this is Colorado. I hate you now. Yeah, and then it was unloading a 20-foot U-Haul. That was fun. But, I mean, it was not. And then what else went on? I had to kind of orient myself to this town and kind of get the vibe.
Did you got the accent yet?
No.
He's gonna get used to the court.
It's gonna rub off on me. I've already caught myself doing a few isms already, so it's gonna rub off.
It will get warm there eventually, Trooper. Too. It'll get warm there. It's like Michigan. It takes a while to warm up.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Like a lot of people from Minnesota are fleeing that freaking blue state asshole. So we're getting a lot of people from Minnesota. I don't know about Michigan, but we're getting a lot of people from Minnesota. We're getting them from Nebraska. We're getting them from Iowa. We're getting them from North. We're getting them from California, and we're getting them even from Nevada. It should be Nevada. Anyone says Nevada is wrong. So there's that. Chick I work with was telling me that she ran across one of these Cali commies at the DMV. She was like, "Oh my gosh, this would have cost me $400 in California." And I was like, "Yeah, you need to take yourself back to California." Like, I'm like, don't ruin my home. So, but you know what? Now that I went on my tirade, I was gonna say before I went to check on my bell pepper. Here's the thing: it's like you almost have like no white saviors at this point, because if you saw the Thor teaser, like 4 movies in, he still hasn't found himself. So, and my favorite is not every god has a plan. I'm like,
oh my god, don't get me started on that ridiculous Thor.
Yeah, well, yeah. So the groomers at Disney are just
I'll tell you my deal breaker on what he said. My superhero days are over. Oh, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, I'm saying,
You're an adventure with the Guardians of the Galaxy. How are you not a superhero anymore?
That's
They-
another.
Yeah,
To me,
I'm
I saw that
thinking
and
of,
I'm like, that's a Guardians of the Galaxy volume 2.5, if you will. That's how I saw it. I didn't see that as a Thor movie. I'm like, that's a Guardians movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Come on, I'm
We
like,
all
that's a
knew that
Guardians movie.
was gonna look like. It's obviously
What
gonna be
call, wait,
like a
wait,
Guardians
what,
movie.
Wolf, call Thor what you called him in the in backstage.
What did I call him?
You called him
Yeah,
the dog.
Oh yeah, he's the pet mascot.
He also
He's their
became,
family pet.
he basically became Hansel from Zoolander. That story is in the MCU now.
That's
They
what you
have-
said. I call him the family pet, the family dog. Sweet child of mine.
look,
They
That's-
have.
look, I watched,
I mean, that's the thing. It's like they got the Guardians of the Galaxy, shtick down. So I mean, they're gonna wear that till it freaking doesn't bring in any more money. So that's what that's about.
They
Mhm.
have.
yeah,
the-
I saw the teaser for Thor, and I just have to say that is a great misuse of one of Guns N' Roses' most classic songs, and Thor doesn't. He doesn't deserve this kind of treatment.
How you come from Led
Amen.
Zeppelin to Guns N' Roses?
Well, they're supposed to, okay, he's supposed to be doing the unworthy timeline now, or that's fine, whatever. But I think here's my thing: since like the groomers at the most wonderful place on earth, is like they're literally going off of where they left Thor at Endgame, which was crying for his mommy, which I get. That was a very upsetting moment, and it's one of those things. Everyone saw the movies, everyone was there. I mean, we all know the backstory behind it, but they can't seem to get away from that stuff. So they can't seem to give their characters more backdrop, if you will. So now we have another film where he's trying to find himself. But
that's what they're doing for every superhero or
But
every
that
other
was-
character written.
but that was
They
literally the
always
first
trying
and
to find
second film.
themselves.
Like
You're
he
right.
found himself in the third
You know
film.
what? That's
Now we're back
basically
to-
that. You just summed up Marvel Phase 4 perfectly. It was everybody trying to rediscover themselves. Why? We already discovered you.
Mhm.
So when you gonna get to that destination, motherfuckers? Because y'all seem to be still looking for yourselves.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm saying that
They're
for
not.
everybody who keeps talking about I'm discovering myself. I'm discovering myself. Like, well, when you gonna get to the yellow brick at the end of the yellow brick road?
Yeah, I'm
I
surprised
mean,
they
I
did
saw
Boba
Morbius.
Fett.
I mean, it's got Sony written all over it. I mean, do we really know who Michael Morbius is? No, not really.
That's probably why the film
by the way-
didn't do well.
Well,
They-
by the way,
there's reasons why it didn't do well.
by the way, Boba Fett. I don't get why the hell he got to discover himself after he come out the pit. You already knew he was a hitman.
Yeah.
Bounty Hunter, get it right.
Well, because he was trapped in an underground sand vagina.
Well,
So
that
I
was
mean,
why. Can I just? Wow, Trooper.
so now that he's liberated from the underground sand vagina,
like
he has
the sound
to
of
Like,
that.
but wait, didn't he
An
get?
essential. Oh my God! Now you have just taken on a whole new disgusting meaning for it. That was literally a rebirth sequence.
Well, that's how
Oh
the
my-
groomers
In fact, wait, didn't in the old canon didn't Boba Fett get out of the Sarlacc pit by using a combination of his jetpack and blowing himself up and he got out?
Yeah, he did,
Yeah.
and he ended up losing parts of himself.
Yes,
Mhm.
he blew up the sand vagina and it spit him out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Wow.
my God. the
And can I
sad-
just say too that Boba Fett in Expanded Universe, he didn't change. He was the
I
same
know.
guy.
No, he still remained the
Yeah,
badass
really,
bounty
really
hunter.
I know.
I think he
there
even
needs to
showed
be
up on a cover
actual
of,
event for him to change. Why would get thrown in sand vagina change him?
I
Well,
have
you know,
absolutely
the
no
feminine-
idea.
Already in an occupation.
Yo, Fizz, wouldn't it change you if you were in an underground sand vagina for like however many years and you came out and you're like, I'm gonna be
Yeah,
a
how
free
you
man.
say
Oh
that
my
for
I'm
God!
a
You know,
new kid.
He would
Oh my
More
God.
Fizz, less Chozo. How about that?
He would have been dead.
oh my God!
Oh my goodness.
The song got bad in less than 3 days.
Yeah, it's a very long
Yeah.
I
day.
wonder if there was if there was an agenda attached to that when they were making it. Ugh.
Oh, you know there was. You know there was.
Oh my god.
You know there was.
Yes, and that was Kevin Feige basically saying, guys, stay away from ladies.
Oh well. You know, all the Phantom Menace is like, no, he's bad. You know, Kathleen Kennedy, she's bad. I'm like, it's like literally, it's two arms of the same body.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah, it's the same thing with shoot, I already forgot his name. Dave Filoni and what's the other one? John Favreau when
Yeah.
they did Mandalorian
Can I
and
just
brought
say
in
that
Ahsoka in.
Can I just say that Mandalorian was more Boba Fett than Boba Fett?
Yes, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Oh
That's how-
no, I would not say that
was more
at all.
Samurai
Boba Fett's a
Jack.
freaking savage. Like, not an
That was
absolute
more
savage.
Samurai
He
Jack,
does
but yeah,
anything
I
to get the
think-
job done. Even when it gets to kill a baby
Man,
Grogu, he
Star Wars
would
Bounty Hunter
do
was more
anything
Boba
to
Fett
get the
than
job
Boba Fett.
done.
Or no, see, here's the thing.
Y'all want,
Yes, he
you
would.
want Boba Fett play Star Wars Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
Well,
But we didn't get that Boba Fett in the show. We got someone totally different. So we didn't get that in the show. So
Yeah, because now for some reason, after he just comes out of the Sarlacc pit, now all of a sudden he's basically Anakin.
Yeah.
which,
Yep.
which
That
doesn't
doesn't
make
make
sense
sense.
because that's not Boba Fett.
Exactly. Because like apparently, but the kiddies will actually look up to Boba Fett as if he's a hero, even though when they look at Empire Strikes Back, when Darth Vader had recruited all the bounty hunters, and when he said
Look,
to try to
best
tell them
bounty
that
hunter
he
you
wants
ever
the Millennium
look up to.
Falcon and get them alive, and tells Boba Fett no disintegration, and Boba Fett agrees with that.
The best bounty hunter y'all should be looking up to is fucking Spike motherfucking Spiegel. It's the same motherfucker, damn it. He just got a different name.
Can I just say?
Yeah, that's his dad. That's
Can I
Boba
just
Fett's
I don't
dad.
care. It's the same motherfucker.
We can tell. By the way, Wolf, just to build on what you were saying earlier, we got to make a meme where it shows Darth Vader walking past all the bounty hunters and saying there will be a substantial reward for the one who finds the Millennium Falcon. And in the background, Spike Spiegel is back there.
Mhm.
You know what? We'll even go a step further. We'll start adding all of the best bounty hunters ever out there. We'll even throw Dog the bounty hunter.
Now that would be interesting to see.
Dog the bounty hunter, Star Wars edition.
Yes, Scooty, that might be better than the Boba Fett show we got. To be honest with you, I would go to you like, Scooty, that's not a bad idea. If I
Y'all
may, I
ready
like.
for the? Okay, let me tell you this. Y'all ready for the best white saviors?
Oh,
All right.
Yeah, please. At this point, yes.
Hit us with your best shot.
Well, we know it's not Steve.
Not mine.
Because, you know, first is going to show us America Chavez.
All right.
Okay,
Now, mind you,
that's a
they're
Kevin
from a
Feige
book
thing.
series and a show that everybody hate now, but they all love to death from the beginning. Oh, y'all can keep talking while I'm looking for it.
Oh, okay.
Are we talking about the Black Dwarf Queen from the Lord of the Rings Amazon
No,
thing?
not that negress.
Yes,
No.
yes. The Negro.
Not not that negress.
No.
I was.
Wow.
I was.
No, we're talking about A Song of Fire and Ice, Game of Thrones. And Ned Stark, he is like one of the best heroic characters.
Those are your white saviors right there.
The ring race.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier, like Daenerys, like
Yeah.
for a female example, like especially how it was portrayed in the show. Like
The Targaryens
reality-
are the fucking white saviors of Westeros.
I'm sorry. Did you say saviors or killers?
Oh, don't worry, they'll
they
be
still unite a kingdom, and they don't move unless they move.
Yeah.
depends on the king.
They'll be deconstructed. Give it a minute. They'll have
Yeah, but
They
Dragon
already
comes out.
deconstructed her at the. They already just deconstructed them by the end of the series. Daenerys.
Oh, no, there'll be more. There'll be more. They'll have to do a full reboot.
House of the Dragon is basically what's gonna happen. They're gonna
I fear
do
white
that.
savior is in the middle right now. Aegon the Conqueror. Ain't no look. Second only to Jaehaerys the First.
I like Jaehaerys better.
I know, but I love Aegon because that motherfucker meticulously fucked everybody's shit up and set his own house on top of the hill. Ain't nobody fucked with him then. They look, man. You have to trying to convince themselves to try to talk some shit about him marrying his sister wives, right? Bitch, I got 3 dragons. You go fucking argue. Your argument's invalid.
I know, exactly.
I'm like, look, man. I've been thinking about that shit at work daily before I came here. Like, look, man. He's the best white savior I ever know. Only because nobody ain't gonna fuck with his ass because he's got 3 fucking dragons.
It's just
They
basically
tried.
it's basically what was said earlier. He did it because he could, and nobody questioned him. I got 3 dragons. I could, and he basically says too, and I love that. I got 3 dragons, so you got one choice. You either serve under me or you die. That's it.
You know the best part about that motherfucker though? Yo,
What's
really
that?
want to know what's the best part about Aegon the Conqueror?
What's that one?
He fucked their shit up, united them, and still let them keep their culture.
Oh yeah.
That's what I love.
All he asked for in return was their swords.
Yep. And their service to the fucking king, dude.
Oh yeah.
I was like, damn, like, imagine a conqueror that fucked somebody's shit up, but still told them, you get to keep your culture.
Mm.
You get to keep everything that you hold dear, so
Genghis
long as you
Khan.
suck my dick.
That's what
That's
Genghis
right.
Khan did.
Yeah.
So long as you suck my dick, I can let you get to keep your culture, your marriage culture, your laws, your coin, everything. So long as you bend the fucking knee. I was like, bruh, I've come across many tyrant types, but I've never came across that type of tyrant, like a tyrant that lets you keep your shit after he done whooped your ass. Damn.
And that's not even a
You sounded like freaking Mushu.
Yeah.
precisely. I mean,
Who sound like Mushu?
You do.
You did?
Well, Mushu in combination with Samuel L. Jackson.
I'm just saying, man. Like I'm just amazed. Because like as soon as I had bought Fire and Blood, I just started reading. Like I read Aegon stories. Like I could not stop, man. I was like, damn, he fucked their shit up and let them keep their shit too. So long as they leave his culture the fuck alone. Damn. And y'all know what happened after he died.
Yep, it went to shit because Aenys was a terrible king.
Yeah,
And then after that, whatchamacallit took over.
Maegor.
Yeah, Maegor.
Oh, I love Maegor. Bruh, Maegor is a fucking Greek tragedy. This shit ended in a Greek tragedy, mysteriously. I love that shit. I was hooked on his story. Jaehaerys, oh my goodness. I cried when his wife died. I cried. Cause they had an artist that did the pictures.
yeah.
And they did a picture of her like as an obituary. I was like, oh, y'all gonna twist the damn knife. What was her name again? Help me out.
I don't remember.
Oh, Alisan?
Yeah, Alisan. Oh my goodness, I loved her. But back to Aegon. Oh fuck! Don't even get me started on his sister wives.
They were psychotic.
Nah. Rhaenys is a teddy bear compared to freaking Visenya.
Rhaenys was good at like managing like the court and basically setting up marriage alliances between loyal lords and the other houses, so that kind of knit the realm together. And Visenya was more of a martial person, so she was
she was Queen Bee.
Yeah,
she was Kuvira.
Yep.
With the dictatorship removed. That's all. That like if you could put Kuvira in some dragon armor, that would be Visenya. Visenya beast though. She a beast. Oh my goodness, man, the shit that she did. Look, I was shocked when she was able to bring Heal to another house. All she had to do was take the boy and give him flying lessons.
That was pretty amazing. Yeah. He I hope in the one story they say he went up in the sky as the king and came back down a lord.
Sad how she went out.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, here's the thing. You want to know the measure of a conqueror in the case of Aegon? It took a stroke to kill him.
Yep.
You know, every kingdom in Westeros wanted him gone, but none of them would even try to contend with his ass, especially what happened to Harrenhal.
Oh no, no. The sheer brutality. In fact, what I think is amazing, the only piece of Westeros that didn't suffer severe casualties was the North.
And the North, the only reason why the North was look, man, they got 3 dragons, man. What the fuck you want me to do? Look,
Yep.
Fuck all y'all. I'm saving y'all asses by kneeling. Fuck this shit.
Mm-hmm. And here's the thing too, in the North's history, they call him the king who bent the knee, but they don't really talk trash about that. It's like, no, he did the right thing. They were gonna die.
A lot of people tend to see that title as an insult. No, it's really like a poignant moment in their history where their house would have been annihilated.
Mm-hmm.
We would not be having no wolves in
Yep.
this story had he not do that.
Yeah.
That was a very pragmatic decision. It's like yeah,
Yep.
they were ready to fight. You know, they had horses and everything. They had vassals and everything ready. But it's like, you know what? Fuck this shit. We ain't doing this. We ain't going out like Harrenhal. Fuck that
No.
shit.
And that's the thing that I thought was amazing more than anything was that because he surrendered, he basically said the only title he stripped from the King of the North was the word king. So he made him a lord, but he still kept everything.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, Aegon conquered and let them keep their shit. Like, you're no longer a king, you're a warden now.
Yep.
Like, you still get something of a status in this land. I am your king.
Mm-hmm.
Like he went to Harrenhal. Pop! Is this your king? Is it your king? He the one who try to lead you to the promise, right? He's the one who leads you to the future, right?
Oh man.
Sorry, I got a little Killmonger out of me. Had to get that a little out of me.
You know, and I'm just hoping they don't screw this up because they really did.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Trooper?
So what's up, Auntie? What's up, Auntie?
Hey, Auntie.
I'm like, I don't know where that R&B came from. I'm like, when did this turn into
What just happened?
BET video?
We're quoting Killmonger. Hey, Auntie.
Hey, Auntie.
Yeah, that's.
I found my dad with Panther claws in his chest. You ain't the king or ruler. You ain't son of a ruler. You're son of a murderer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I invoke my right to challenge. Bitch, you a cousin.
Right. He like, sit down, Cuck. Sit down.
Like, you ain't nothing but a cousin. Who the fuck give you the right to sit on the throne? You ain't even blood related.
Mm-hmm.
What's the scar bullshit you talking about? You ain't no blood brother.
See, that's how the real Black Panther would have done it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Black Panther
I'm sorry. Let me just
You
specify.
are not blood related.
Wait. Hang on. Wolf. Let me specify. When I say the real Black Panther, I mean comic book Black Panther.
Yeah, I knew that's what you were
You gotta be
thinking.
specific now.
Yes.
You talking about shitty coats Black Panther or Kirby Black Panther?
Yes.
Oh, jeez. We're talking no, I'm not no, we're not being specific. We're talking original T'Challa Black Panther.
Kirby Panther then.
Kirby
Yes.
would be that. Yes. Yes. Mm-mm. Not what Tahishi Coates did. We don't count that.
Yeah, yeah. We don't, we don't count anything Coach made because we all know like who he is as a person.
Yes, we know how he is by person through his writing. He's not. He doesn't work with these characters. He turned those characters into himself. That's basically what he is all about. I've always felt he was overrated, but when they brought him into the comic book world, they just brought him in to basically write himself.
Well, now keep in mind he started off as a journalist working for the Atlantic.
Mm-hmm.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, yeah. He was a journalist working for the Atlantic, not a creator, not imaginative, but
Most of these
a
motherfuckers
journalist.
were fucking journalists.
Yeah, that's why
Well,
they suck right now because they don't have art. They don't have talented, creative people. They have activists or journalists or activists that are not creating these stories, that are using these stories because they're too lazy to write their own stuff. They're not that talented or that confident. So as we know, they take these other characters and destroy them either because they hate them or they try to turn them into themselves because they don't like those characters, period. They're using it for their own agenda.
and
And that's all Coates is.
and not to mention new writers that are still green and haven't really like earned their keep in the comic book industry. Like they haven't been mentored by veterans.
Right, I agree because they got rid of the veteran. You're right. The veteran should be there to mentor them and to help them, but because they feel the veterans are now toxic, they drop them away and let them come in and say, "Do your own thing." But see, they're not writing these characters
Hey,
out
Star,
of
you
love.
want to
They're
join us
writing them out of
for a
spite.
spell? Hang on, Star, you want to join us for a spell?
Yeah, let's start join.
If she wants to, motherfucker.
We all just get along.
I want to see if this stream might overload.
Oh my God! I was wondering. I hope you're not having too many
nah.
people and explodes on you.
It's gonna be 9
Hey,
people
look,
to
if-
join.
That would be epic,
Hey,
though.
hey, wait a minute. If
Well, I
you
thought
need
it already
somebody to-
exploded with the Boba Fett Sam vagina, so.
All right.
What you gonna say,
If you-
Sooner?
if you need somebody to duck out, I can do it.
I don't think there's a limit yet.
Alright.
I know I can let 10 people in with the
Sorry.
basic plan I'm on. That's if she wants to join, though. That's the thing, guys. Y'all all ready to suck the teeth off of her and shit. Damn.
Oh, are
Y'all
they?
must really miss her.
Are they that thirsty?
Apparently, shit. You're like, let's get
Dang.
started.
That must be some good teeth.
Well, you gonna have to wait on y'all gonna wait on that baby milk because she can't come in tonight.
But her previous comment is not wrong. Although, because I was like, what did some of these modern creators and well, not just creators but other people are doing is they're feeding people in this minority inferiority complex among other things.
That's all we're combating throughout this whole year. People with fucking shitty inferiority.
We will see. We will see because I don't know if I'm gonna watch Multiverse of Madness. That was one of the ones I was still kind of like in the boat seeing. But if they're gonna do Wanda dirty like that and just make her a busted sock on the entire movie, like I don't want to see that. Like Scarlet Witch to me has always been a complex character, and these people don't get Scarlet Witch. So
Neither did they get Joan of Arc because they trying to turn every comic book female into Joan of Arc.
Well, heck, we're talking about no white saviors. I mean, look at what they're doing to Stephen Strange. So now it's going to be the deconstruction of Stephen Strange.
We barely established them. We only got one solo movie.
And that is why I am not going to see the movie for 3 reasons. For Trooper just said, I also think there's a possibility of a bait and switch, that the film will be more about Wanda and less about Strange. And there is no way on God's green planet that I'm going to see America Chavez, because I don't know her either. There is only one Captain America, and again, that's
right.
Steve Rogers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, America Chavez is very little to do with Captain America. If you ever read that, the disaster run
Negro, we
Gabriel
don't need no
Beverly.
comic book history lesson right now.
Okay.
So I first, when the concept was first developed over the years, I said, okay, I think I'll see this. But now I'm so far out of Marvel that I'm not going to take a
I
chance.
know that. Isn't that crazy? And not
There's no point. There's no
Yeah.
point in the
Not too
MCU.
long
The whole
ago.
reason why everyone liked the MCU anyway is because it was leading up to the end game. Straight up to that. We knew where it was
Only
going.
reason why we like the
Mhm.
MCU because of snowflakes fall on our heads.
Not,
That's okay.
and not to mention, Marvel Studios is not doing the characters or the storylines they're adapting any justice.
Yep, not even the frickin' Marvels, like the movie that's apparently going to be Captain Faker 2, where
Yeah.
it's apparently, I have the book, The Marvels, which is by Alex Ross and Kurt Busiek. Great book. It's basically the whole history of Marvel told by the eyes of a photographer, which laid the groundwork for Kingdom Come almost. And now I see this, and now it's turning into a movie with a actress who's played Captain Faker, and she's been canceled on Twitter for the second time, probably, or maybe that's her first time that she was ever canceled on Twitter. But
That
still,
don't mean shit. We got a dude that's been arrested 15 times already. He's still the fucking fastest man on the planet.
Well,
mhm.
so we can see how. Well, I guess
should
he's getting. Well, you could say he's getting a speedy trial or speeding his way through justice.
But I never liked him as the Flash. He never won me.
They're gonna
over
get
as
rid
the
of him
Flash.
soon.
He
So
should be.
He
He's
should
not-
be, yeah.
He should have been the first time he went to jail.
Exactly.
right
Well,
now,
he should be
Warner
fired.
is like
And he
cleaning
needs to
house
stay behind bars.
because of the
Hang on,
Discovery
hang on.
merger. Like Warner right now, they're cleaning house because of the Discovery merger. So like the
Yes.
new guy that's coming in, he's getting rid of a whole bunch of people who are redundant.
Yes,
Yeah,
he is.
And I
Yeah.
had mentioned that before. That it would be very interesting.
Rejoice, brothers and
Well, I don't-
sisters.
I don't know if it's all rejoice, but I think that Discovery, in order to make good on their investment, are going to want to get a few key heads out at the very least.
Yeah, they already got rid of one of them, I think.
Yeah.
I can't remember what her name was, but she was like a big player on like certain things. And
You know who they need to get
kicked
rid
her
of?
out.
They need to get rid of that freaking leftist whack job with the trainee and the pancake. That's what they need to get rid of.
What are you talking about?
And then that can I say Negress?
Wait, what was
Can
her
I say
name
Negress?
though? I think they
I
might
mean,
have-
I know I'm not the right color because
I know who he's talking
eyebrows.
about.
You need to get rid of that Negress too, who's like, I gotta insert gay characters. They let me do it, and I did some more. And he was like, "Oh my god, yeah, do it!" I'm like,
Yeah, I mean,
this is
I mean,
kids.
that
This
is
is like
what
kids
happened.
content. My whole thing
Yeah,
is
that's what happened. Like with Dave Zaslav, he is cleaning house, not just
Yeah.
Warner Brothers, but also in DC Comics.
Yep,
Oh, they
and
need
I
to.
can't wait. I really hope they kick everybody out. I just want to see the place lit on fire.
I don't think it's gonna happen. Honestly. I mean, I know we all kind of want
Yeah,
like.
and I hope and pray Frank Miller and Dan DiDio don't come back there.
I mean, we all
No,
want a lot of these franchises to at least get a second or a third chance. But I mean, we're looking at maybe a good 15, 20-year process, truth be told, because a lot of people are like ticks, dude. They just don't leave. Like, they got to be bought out of their contracts. And that's what it's going to take for a lot of that stuff. Me personally, I think.
I'm kind of hopeful for like new franchises to rise up and take their place. Like if you guys have been if you guys have been paying attention to any of the indies, like I think Galaxy's Edge, like by Nick Cole and I forgot what his co-writer what his name was, but you guys should check it out, especially if you enjoy Star Wars, because I really think that has like a bright future ahead of it, especially with Nick Cole like working to like bring it to the big screen and stuff like that. So like as an independent film and stuff like that. And if you think about it, that's kind of how Star Wars also began. Like as
we know one franchise that's not gonna get the alphabet letter treatment too much, and that's gonna be the Spider-Man franchise, because
Mm.
Yeah, it's selling China.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like with that type of franchise, they can add all these little weird niche characters because it's a Spider Verse. But I don't see them doing too much of that because they don't want to kill the golden goose, or rather, the goose that laid the golden egg. So, but
True, very true.
I still want to see Into the Spider Verse 2. So I want to see that.
Mine's yeah.
I want to see the next installment of what Miles gets into. I mean, we already know that Miles and Gwen like end up being a thing because they're still pushing this multi-ethnic relationship, whatever, and that's all
It's
over
not.
the place.
It's not that. What I don't get it. What I don't get is where's going. What are you going to do with Miles Morales? He can't have him be his own universe. So what's he going to do? Have him go to the other dimensions and meet a bunch of random spider people?
I
Pretty
still
much,
think
you
they want.
just labeled the entire film. You just literally labeled the plot. That's exactly
That's not interesting to me. I don't care about this whole Spider Verse thing. The Spider Verse concept never interested me.
right.
Storyteller, I don't think they're sick of that. They're sick of bad political agenda superhero films.
Oh
They're
yeah.
sick of that. I
Oh,
think Spider-Man's No
Not to
Way Home
mention-
box
not-
office shows that. So I don't
Not to
think they're.
mention.
Yeah.
Not to mention the MCU convention got stale after a while because they
You're right,
decided to
Matt.
make the movies very similar.
Oh yeah. Everything is the same formula now. They got to have
Yeah.
a big
I-
montage at the beginning, big fight, and then there's like
think,
this twist.
They all
and
got
then
the same
big
tone
fight
and
at the
plot
end.
outline, which
Mhm.
isn't necessary for superheroes, by the way.
I was gonna say that I think I agree with Razor Fist, like that. The era is sort of like
I know
ending.
it's over.
Oh yeah, it's been over for a while. It's been over for a
Yep.
while. He said it a while ago, and it has been. But for a lot of these franchises, they got money to throw like away. They're going to keep throwing it out until they have to change their tune and not
Mm.
anymore. So I mean, they're still going to be doing all this stuff. So
Well, I'm sad to hear that. It's amazing how I think back to when the first Avenger movie came out, how we were cheering it in theaters, and now we don't want to see it anymore.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's not that we don't want to see it. We don't want to see Carol Danvers for sure.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
That all had
I think-
movies be boring as hell.
Yes.
I think that
You're right.
I think that social media kind of accelerated like the decay of stuff. Like,
Well,
like,
that's been going on for a while.
especially how everything is fast paced with the internet and everything like that. So it's like kind of popping things out, and then it rapidly gets left
Well,
behind.
you're getting firsthand experience with how they're trying to shape the narrative with the Russia Ukraine narrative.
Yep.
I mean, that's how fast social media
Oh,
works.
Ukraine.
But you can literally see what the official narrative is versus what's actually happening now. So
I think wokeism sped it up as well. When the superhero films stopped being less entertaining and more about politics, that was when the cancer started to seep in.
Yep,
I think.
I agree.
It's
Yes.
not only chasing people away.
Yeah,
Whether
especially movies
whether
like
it's long time, whether
Ant-Man
it's
and
long
Wasp.
time
I didn't even bother
Wait,
seeing that.
Fizz, let me. Who was that? Dominic. Fizz, let me right with you. I just wanted to hear what Dominic's comment was.
I was saying, like by doing this, they're not only driving people away, regardless of whether you're a veteran or you're a normie. They're driven away by this nonsense, and they're looking for their entertainment and escapism in shows that are not made in the West. They're going on. They're finding their entertainment on the far side, but manga and anime, as well as TV shows and movies from Asia or Europe.
Well, another thing is Dominic, and then Fizz, I'll get back to you. Pop culture is supposed to be escapism. We go to these stories to escape. We don't want to see films about our everyday life that we're dealing. We want to go to these movies to use our imaginations and to escape from what we're dealing with. We don't want grounded anything. We want something to take us away and put our imagination so it refreshes our minds, so we come out of that theater or where we're at and we come back
The
into
reason
the
why
real
the
world.
fucking film was invented because of the shit we were dealing with back then. Most of us weren't even born around that time when that thing was happening. That thing we call fucking World War and
Right.
World War II.
Exactly.
Give me a far-fetched theatrical plot over a gritty reality.
In other words,
The
what
film was
everyone is
invented.
saying. Sorry, Wolf.
Yeah, the film.
Under-
I'm sorry. The film was invented. So among other things, the Superman was invented,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not meaning specific Superman. I'm saying the superhero leading up to Superman. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah,
That
because
Yeah.
was
it started,
invented.
it started from the popes as well as
Hmm.
other classic literature, and for our Western civilization, they are part of our overarching mythology.
Exactly. In other words, what everyone here in the stream is saying, don't give a shit about the politics, put that down, and just tell them a story for Lucifer's sake.
Absolutely final. Oh, by the way, Wolf, the picture you're showing here, that is an underrated King Arthur movie. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, it is a
No
good one.
times to count.
It is a good one. I've always loved the Arthurian story, and I love this particular version of it. I think it's underrated, and I love the man. Is it Antoine Fuqua? I believe that directed this movie.
Yeah.
And he got no credit for this film whatsoever. And the reason I say that, and I'm going to get out of this, you know how right now they're saying, well, there are no black directors directing films. When I first saw this movie, I didn't know.
I don't give a shit on who's black. Tell them a story for motherfucking sake. God.
Here's the thing, Final. I didn't know it was him until I got the DVD and I saw the extras where he was the director. I'm like, Anquaf, brother did this? I was like, good.
Hmm.
And he did a beautiful job. And then he told the reason
May
why
not be
he
the
wanted to do the
best
film.
story of King
Right.
Arthur, and
The-
and the only problem with this one is the fact that it claims to be the real story. Like they should not have thrown that in.
Mm-hmm. I'll
Like
take that.
they were taking it from quote unquote archaeological digs. I'm like, yeah, that's a bit of a stretch.
I mean,
That
what do you
Arthur
mean?
what
I will
that
give you
Arthur
that.
was actually a Roman born Brit
I
in that time period.
I will give you that criticism. I really wish it was had a little more sprinkle of Excalibur in it. But for what it wasn't bad. But I'm going to give Anquan Fuqua a shout out because now they're saying, black directors don't direct anything, but this brother did this, and there was no coverage, no talk, no press, no nobody, no cover
Child disagrees with
magazines.
you.
It sucks. I'll give you the criticism, but I'm going to give him the benefit. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I agree with the criticism. I
It's
agree with
basically a
that.
war story. It's an American war story told in an Arthurian story. Told with an
It
Arthurian
was
story.
still. I agree with Leia though. This is a sadly
It's good for what
overlooked.
it is, but I'm
This is a
just
sad-
summing up the
this
bare
is a-
bones.
This is a sadly overlooked King Arthur story.
Yeah, because
that's all.
they want the fantasy and the myth, but we end up getting a tale of soldiers wanting to come home from war.
It was more like the
I ain't
story
watched. I
based
never
on the
saw it,
legend.
but I never saw it, but it kind of doesn't matter to me. I
Well,
mean,
I don't care if it mattered to you. Watch it at your own discretion, fool.
it's kind of like doing a
Whenever you
story.
get an interest in it.
It's kind of like making the movie about Jesus without the religious elements.
That will be the remake of Ben-Hur then.
I mean, I get it. There's no Merlin. There's no Camelot. There's no Excalibur. There's no Lady of the Lake. Finally, am I getting all these correct? But I will still feel for what it was worth. For what it was worth, I think Antoine Fuqua did a pretty decent job.
That's me.
Because at the time, I didn't know a black director. You would not know a black director directed this movie. That's why I'm putting emphasis on it because the woke keeps saying, well, ain't nobody black directing any of these films. They don't know about this one. I would show him this.
Yeah.
I'm like, and for what he had to deal with, I think Antoine, for the most part, he did a pretty decent job. So
Nobody really shit on Antoine Fuqua for directing this movie at all. They just didn't think it was a good Arthur story. Nobody that like he. I'm not saying he escaped the criticism because he's black. He just he just did a decent story about King Arthur.
I will give you.
Go ahead.
I will give you that, Wolf. I will give you that criticism. But don't you think that he wasn't celebrated enough? I mean, compared to what you see now. Like, here's Antoine Fuqua doing this, and the guy that did Black Panther. There was the guy that directed.
Oh, he also did the Equalizer.
Yeah, he did.
Well, that's in Washington.
Well, the thing is, that's what he's more celebrated on is his run with Train Day and Equalizer films.
Okay.
He's done more. He's done some. He's got a pedigree. Don't get me wrong. He's got a pedigree. Let me look him up real quick.
I want to see him do more movies like King Arthur. The guy's talented.
He should have done Black Panther.
That's what I was just about to say. He should have directed Black Panther. That's the guy that should have directed.
That would have been a good Black Panther film.
Yeah, this film right here shows he should have been the man to do Black Panther. I was just about to ask that question. Who got more praise? The guy that got more praise, the director Black Panther, got more praise than Antoine did for this film. And again, I'm going back to it because they're always saying there's no diversity in these fantasy pictures. But this guy did this. Is it perfect? No. But I felt for his direction, he did a pretty decent job. That's what I was trying to. It's got its problems. I agree.
Zulu show.
And
It's in pre-production right now.
Yes.
To add into your points, what is it, Leia? These guys don't do their history, whereas in fact, yes, there have been women and minorities within entertainment. Yeah, so to say otherwise is bull crap, and what they're doing is revisionist history to their own benefits.
To sum it up, that's basically what they did. Revisionist history.
Right.
He did Bait.
Oh yeah.
Didn't know that.
He's been very successful as a director.
Oh, that's right. Speaking of which, we did mention he did do Tears of the Sun.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, freaking shit.
Later on, he did King Arthur.
Nope,
He's been really good at doing some Warriors Hill stories.
Yeah. So to me, looking at his resume, I'm like, this is the guy this is the man that really should be handling Black Panther. He's got the chops for it. This is the guy that should be doing it.
First off, Tears of the Sun, a white savior film now that we know who directed it. I'm like, look at the guy who directed this movie. I watched it.
Southpaw?
Yeah, he did Southpaw.
Yeah, that was a good film. Yeah, I like that movie too.
And,
yeah.
Of course, I know he did Magnificent Seven. Of course, he did the Magnificent Seven, the remake.
But for a black director, don't give me this garbage that nobody's getting a job.
Exactly.
The guy has
Leia.
He's got a very good history of film. He's got a diverse piece. His work.
There
is
was
very
a new
diverse.
Arthur movie. Child of the Flowers. Just said that in chat. Sorry.
Ironically, the newest Arthur movie had diversity, and it still sucked.
Hey, watch yourself, buddy.
Wait, are you sure you're not talking about the new Macbeth that they did?
No, he didn't do that one.
Redneck, to answer your question here, it's Spike Lee.
Child, I don't think Chris Evans is in the new Shaka Zulu movie. Where'd you hear that from?
It would be funny if he was.
Yeah, I would know.
That would be hilarious.
Yes.
That would be
what's
something
Shaka
Chris
Zulu?
Evans would do because he's like,
That's sacrilege.
You don't know what Shaka Zulu was?
He's like a weirdo.
He was a
Likes to hang with the wrong crowd.
Sorry, I don't know. I was born in 19.
He's a warmonger back in the old days, back in the time before Africa was colonized by Europe.
Oh, sorry, I don't know. I was born in 98, so
You being a history enthusiast.
But I admit I haven't done enough readings into Africa, like
He's
beyond
the Black Genghis
Ethiopia.
Khan, damn it.
Yes.
I know more about Ethiopia and
Okay, you get a pass.
the God, Ghana's empire, and then
Girl, you get a pass. Stop talking.
and a bit of Egypt. That's pretty much it.
You said Ethiopia. That's enough to get you a pass. You get your honorary and inward pass. You get to say Negro now.
I mean, I wouldn't care either way.
I don't know. I thought it was the other word that she's allowed to say.
Can I?
Well, should we start wrapping it up now?
Pretty soon.
Yeah. I gotta hit the head. You know.
Oh, you can leave. You're a part-timer.
Get out! Get out! Go away now!
And they're kicking the poor stormtrooper out.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
right,
dude,
allowed.
dude, I've already been cucked, man. I've already been
Look
cucked
here, white
because-
boy. You only get 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, I've already
kid.
been cucked because the almighty leader of the Stormtrooper Legion ended up being some 5-minute female that didn't even last more than like 2 minutes. With our hero of color who didn't even get to save the girl, ended up having to do some cringe kiss, and wasn't even force sensitive, even though they hinted at it.
All right. By the way, Final, when you said Lucifer be damned, did you mean this Lucifer?
Oh, probably that.
No, I was
that's
meaning
Leia's
the
type.
Lucifer
That's
in the
Leia's
actual
type.
Christian mythology.
You're welcome, Leia.
Leia likes them tall with strong features, preferably with some vibranium, but she can make alterations to that request.
Wow.
Well, yeah.
You're like, oh well, okay,
Uh-huh.
I guess. Yeah, I already know. Well, I guess.
Pussy everywhere.
Oh no! She'll cook like a 7-course dinner. That's how she throws it down. She'll start with appetizer, then they'll be like, meal number 1, meal number 2,
No, I know
Well, dessert here and there. So,
No, I know what Lucifer Final was talking about.
yeah.
Now, if StreamYard would just load up. See.
But
I'm so
I'm so close to Schooner now. We should go hang and club in Chirac. So we'll see how long we last.
You guys
Wow.
will probably get shot up somewhere, like in a drive-by.
Oh no! Here we go, Eloise. Here we go. Scooter and I will go out in sub-zero temperature. We'll wear like red hats, and we'll look for some food. 2 a.m, getting himself a Subway sandwich.
Oh my god! Look, I am convinced. That was good. That was good,
Yeah.
Trooper. That was good.
I feel bad for the poor homeless guy you guys like dragged out of the street just to like give him a Subway.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's what we like to do. We like to go out in sub-zero temperatures, right? So.
Okay, I think we should start wrapping up now because the stream is already getting so freaking chaotic.
So derailed. So.
Yeah, I didn't even get to talk about like Tokyo Vice, like the whole thing that started.
That's the reason why I brought you. Come on here. You
Do it. Start talking about it. I gotta dip out.
All right, so
hey, freak show, you ain't going nowhere.
All of y'all are on my MeWe. If you're not on my MeWe, Dominic, Lionel,
and so there were some people online that were pissed off because like they decided to like create Tokyo Vice, like adapt the like memoir from a reporter, the first American reporter to work at the Shinkansen newspaper, and a lot of people were saying, "Oh, they're perpetuating the."
Keep going.
Oh, sorry, my mom got angry because I was being too loud.
You got too excited. No riff on you. Go, keep going.
Yeah, so they got angry because some people were saying, "Oh, they're perpetuating the white savior narrative because somebody not from Japan or is the central character or something like that that's gonna save or fix the situation or whatever." But
That's not what he was there for.
the irony of it is that like the story, the central character, like the person who wrote the memoir, they're not even white, they're like Jewish, and it's a white actor playing a Jewish character, but none of the people who were criticizing the show even knew that what the character actually was. So like it didn't, like they don't even care about that. They just wanted to attack the show for that reason. And yeah, so I just I thought it was dumb. And like a lot of people were saying that the show should have never been created because of it's a westerner or whatever and stuff like that, even though that's not what's going on in the show. Like the character isn't really saving anyone. He's like just descending into the downward spiral of what the Tokyo underground is. Like, and basically he's learning from like the cops like what actually happens in Tokyo, like the crime scene and things like that. And it's not like how he imagined it would be. Like he thought he would just be writing interesting reports about what goes on in Tokyo, and it's not like that at all. Like he makes mistakes, and like any other character, he slowly starts to learn about what's everything that goes on. So he's not like some Mary Sue or anything like that. And like every other character every other character like has their own problems they're dealing with, and yeah, it's basically like that. So it's not like some savior narrative or anything like that. So
No, because he's out there and he's white and he's just exploiting the Japanese and trying to paint them as
How
evil
they explore the
people.
Japanese?
if anything, the Japanese are exploiting him. Like
Eloise, they're not watching the show like you are. They're just looking at what they see, and now they're getting on the tweet twats, and then they're starting to retreat back to something they know nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't watch the show. They don't read the synopsis. They immediately jump to conclusions.
Right, just by looking at visuals.
Or they
You guys want Star to jump in?
If she likes, she's welcome. Yes.
Okay, just for 15. Let's go. Let's stretch. Let's pad this stream out.
Oh no!
Shut up.
I hope you. Can you bring her in?
I can.
Okay. Sure.
Who says I couldn't? Remember, I'm God. No, I'm kidding.
She said she'll be on in 15 minutes.
Yeah, she can come in for a spell.
I mean, Tokyo Vice sounds like an interesting TV series because this is the first time I'm hearing about this guy. And like you mentioned, Elisa, this doesn't sound like a white savior story by any stretch of the imagination.
You saying something up, Dominic?
He was saying something, you just couldn't hear him. I heard him.
I'm not. Yeah, but it's very cool. Let it low. We can.
Well, if you're going to duck out, Schooner, do your line first, fool. This has been the Schooner of the Tuna, Schooner Tuna.
I guess he left.
This will be Schooner Tuna coming to you from the underground facility.
Sorry about that.
Reception. Signing out.
Sorry about that. I realized that I was muted.
Of course you did, weirdo. You know why? Because he's so excited to hang with me in Chirac. Blam. What y'all doing out here? Oh, we're selling candy for our football team.
Yeah, we're just selling candy.
Candy, my friend. What type of candy?
Coming at you live from a secret government facility buried deep underground. This is Schooner Tuna signing out. It was nice being with all of you. You have a good day or evening.
Good evening, Schoonie. We'll see you again.
I'll see you guys next Tuesday.
All right.
See you later, Schooner.
Yeah, he's a fish. He's not a werewolf like me.
And I'm going to dip out too. Because I'm going to have to start winding down. So it's been fantastic. Everyone in YouTube land, definitely watch these streams. Y'all need to keep the freaking viewership up so we can do this stuff. Also, big thanks to all my friends here on the stream. Schooner, Wolf, Biz, Final, Dominic, Eloise, Leia Plus Size, my favorite also, for putting up with me. And again, Thank you to everyone in YouTube land, man. It's been a pleasure. This is Trooper FN2525 coming to you live from Occupy Balmora, signing off.
See you later, Trooper.
I guess he and Scoony about to go clubbing.
I would love to see that.
I would too. What a show that would be. Schooner and Trooper, the sitcom.
Adventures with Schooner and Trooper.
Yes, I would
Or Trooper and Schooner Adventure. Do you want something? You want to add some more to the situation, Eloise? Because
Oh
that
yeah,
was very interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there are a couple of things that I'm not sure if it was in the original source material, like I don't know, like one of the characters, because like there's a main female role, and she's supposed to be a hostess, but like I don't know if it's accurate to what actually happened or not, or if they trying to do the whole female empowerment stuff with her. But I mean, right now, like at the episode where I left off at, it seems like she's gonna deal with like a backlash from the mistake she did, which was trust one of her fellow hostesses with the secret that she's been keeping, which was that she's been saving up money to like start her own hostess club.
Does
And
it hurt to talk?
huh?
Does it hurt to talk?
No, it's just like I think I'm having an allergic reaction to having to wear the masks, and I'm dealing with the cold, so like that combination, it just makes my throat itch.
The mask mandates are going away slowly, but
Yeah, I just wish it would be quicker in Jersey, but it's not. And
be
it's
vigilant,
like,
guys. They're gonna find a way to bring that shit back. Trust me.
yeah, once the Ukraine thing, like once it's milked to death and nobody bites, takes the bait or whatever, they're gonna go back to like the COVID thing in winter.
New variant of COVID. Mask
They're
mandate.
already saying there's like They're
Women.
already saying there's a skin variant or whatever. I was hearing my mom was telling me about like the skin variant or whatever.
Say what?
So what's that doesn't make any sense. Well, how's that work? Do you get itchy?
Something like that. Like I didn't understand it. I wasn't paying that
You
much
touch your
attention
face,
to
you
it.
got COVID.
No, like I don't know, some mega fungus, whatever. I don't understand it, but there's also supposed to be like some new bird flu too, that's gonna kill off the chickens. Somebody better tell Tim Pool to like hide his chickens.
So chew is gonna happen in real life.
The what?
Chew is gonna happen in real life.
I don't know what that is.
Chew, the comic book.
We don't know what chew is, man.
The Chinese guy who eat things and then he experienced the memories of anything he eats.
Never heard of it. Sounds interesting though.
Yeah, a long time ago, a decade ago.
You act as if I got every decade of comic book, man.
Yeah.
So what was I saying?
Keep going.
Oh,
Yeah.
you were
So
talking.
like,
You were still talking about Tokyo Vice and one of the characters involved. Well, which was the hostess.
yeah. I don't know.
Congratulations, HAL 9000.
Like, damn. I don't know if the route they're heading with Samantha is accurate to like the books, to like the book, or if they just like added stuff to it to make it acceptable to audiences. Because like I don't know, it just doesn't like the way Japanese culture works. It's like there's like a hierarchy, and to me, it just contradicts that when Samantha like talks back to her boss and stuff like that, especially when she's working in a rough side of town where it's like the hostess bars. But at the same time, maybe the guy running the hostess bar, maybe he's a meek like that because he's like a pawn of the.
And we done tuned to Telemundo. Damn. Just when things was getting spicy.
Well, like I said, this the Tokyo Vice. I have to check it out, but I think Eloise, the people that are criticizing it are not watching the show. They're just judging by what they see visually. They see white man with Asians, and all of a sudden it's white
As if
savior.
she can hear you.
Oh, she's muted. Oh, okay. Well, I'm talking to everybody.
Did you not hear what I said? We done turned to Telemundo.
Oh.
When her parents start coming in and bitching at her, I say we done turned to Telemundo. That means she's occupied with her parents right now.
Oh, my mistake.
I'm trying to keep a low voice, but I don't know what the frequency is that you guys could hear me.
We can hear you.
What
about now?
Good.
We can hear you just fine.
Yeah.
Here.
All right. So, damn, it's gonna. All right.
You were saying about the whole. Well, not you move on from the hostess, but you're talking about like the hierarchy in Japanese culture.
Yeah, there's a hierarchy, and there's a big emphasis on respect. Like, you have to respect your senpai, and if you're a kohei, you have to like stay in line, and it's all about like seniority and stuff like that.
That is correct.
So like, to me, it doesn't make
Well,
sense.
geez, I wonder how something like that would go in America.
Yeah, in America, like, I think she probably would have gotten backhanded by the pimp.
Yeah.
Some reason, like, for some reason, like, the guy managing the hostess bar, he doesn't, like, respond negatively to her. Like, he just, like, sort of acts meekly, but I think that might be because he probably needs Samantha to, like, motivate the girls to, like, work and stuff like that, because they seem to be struggling. And then I think that when one of the girls betrays Samantha's trust and lets the hostess bar guy know about the money she has saved up, she's probably gonna end up losing that money because of the new gang in town that's like that demands payment.
That being said, we have Star Storyteller join us for Spell.
Hello, how are y'all doing tonight?
We're doing well.
Chilling. You just missed the fish and the trooper.
It's been a party.
I saw.
And a chaotic one too.
Interesting things about my
My mistake, Star.
It's okay. Well,
You
I
know
was
how
interviewed for the Boobs of Steel book, so it's not like I don't know.
Look,
Okay, that was awkward.
Look, you know you can message me in private to tone the vulgarity down on your assets. You know that. If I'm going too far.
Okay.
All I'm saying is when you popped up, everybody start beaming. I'm like, oh my goodness, what the fuck is it? Where's this love for Star Storyteller coming from?
I know. I'm like a nobody on the.
You're just a guest right now. At this point, you're not regular. Like damn, y'all happy to have. They're like, oh, Sarta, is she good? Is she joy? Is she joy? Is she joy? We don't get off her teats already.
I think. Well, you would probably say get off someone's dick, so I get it. I guess it's the closest like analogy to it as well.
Look, when you're in the UN Space Sea Super Dimensional Fortress, look, crew humor is equal opportunity. Damn it.
Oh well, you're right. You're right. Anyway, but I had things like I said,
and that means more eye candy.
Well, that's true, but I don't have makeup on, so. Oh my gosh, I'm in super blue country, Washington State, and finally they have decided, like even Uber's like, you don't have to wear masks. But I have to kind of ask because you never know. You might encounter somebody who still wants to wear a mask. I drove up to somebody and they had a mask on. I'm like, oh damn it! But they came out. But I had my mask ready, and now I'm trying to get in the habit of asking, hey, do you want me to wear a mask? Because I don't know who's legitimately ordering because they have.
Feels weird because you almost feel like you're asking for consent.
I guess that's a way to do that, but Oh my gosh! Now you just reminded me of all the groomer crap. Oh my
Yeah.
god! It's awful. It is awful. I'm like, oh my god.
One of these days we're going to one of these days we're going to have you here where you can tell us some horror stories.
All right. Well, let me see. What horror stories do I have?
Well, starters, at least you have to open up a door and walk on somebody who ain't even dressed.
You think the problem is everybody's like, leave your stuff there, kind of, leave it on the doorstep. Nobody wants
I'm on
to
my job.
see anybody. No one wants to talk to you. They're all co-beddy. They're all like wanting to hang out in their home and Netflix and chill. They just want their stuff. Although when I take photos in the summertime with my sandals, it does occur to me that I'm like, I hope I don't get someone who has like a foot fetish. Because it's
wow.
Yeah, that's what goes through my mind. I'm like, God damn it. It's like, they probably pay me for like the whole day's work just for a picture of my feet. But I can't do that. No. Don't get it twisted. I wouldn't do it. But
Well, the best thing about it is nobody knows what your feet look like, and they don't know what the face is attached to unless you do a full body.
Well, I do have very tiny feet. It's I don't know what the going rate is, but
That's on the horny scale.
I don't know. We're not gonna go there. All right. Anyway, but yeah, like for example, we were talking about that the director and how he did this gorgeous King Arthur movie, even though it kind of did the whole historical realism thing that not everyone's really keen on.
Again, I personally don't have a problem with that.
Nigga, will you let her talk?
No. What were you gonna say? I'm curious.
No, he don't go on his spiel of how he don't care. It don't affect him none.
The reason for this
which is
that
his usual stick.
Technically, it's not like it's a fictional character. Technically, King Arthur was a real person, although all the stories made about him are fake.
Oh, we're talking about the Arthurian legend stuff. Although some of the stuff is quite interesting. I was just watching something online and they were talking about, how the kingdom fell apart. And this guy, he was like curious because he saw, I don't know what weird historical artifact. He figured out that when King Arthur took place was right when Malacca, that big like off Papua New Guinea, off Indonesia, exploded and basically put the whole world in like a 3-year winter where nothing grew during like the 300s or something, and it was like recorded all over the world and everything. And that was right when King Arthur's kingdom all fell apart. And they talk about, like, legendarily speaking, but that was because that's what happened. Malacca exploded and then created like a nuclear winter almost, but that was just ash. So that's kind of cool stuff. Sorry, I kind of went off on a weird historical tangent there, but
that's interesting.
It is interesting. So somebody just found that out. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. But also just having, like I said in my previous rant, just other minorities that are there, they're doing their thing, and then they just don't get the credit.
No, they don't.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I absolutely agree 100%. That's what I was saying about that particular film.
Oh, but they sing their praises every YouTube video they can when they see people doing something, but they still will leave their computer and scream, "There are no black this, no black that, no this, no that." I'm like, but you just praise this person and you praise that character, and yet you're still screaming that there's no representation whatsoever.
I do have a question. like, we joked about Shaka Zulu and stuff like that, but at the other time is, I think what's also on the other hand, if a white creative wants to do a story that's about Shaka Zulu, or they want a fantasy realm that's based on like African based on African mythology, they get screamed at because even though they're genuinely, maybe they grew up in Africa or they've had ancestry or whatever, but they're white passing, or I don't know, and they want to do something about Africa, or they're pure white, whatever, and people are like, no, that's bad, even though it would probably bring in all people of color into the, sorry, I heard that somewhere and I thought I loved it, but it would bring all kinds of opportunity, but no. Kind of like when Peter Dinklage just threw the dwarf community under the bus.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think we need, Coco Snow White, but for what it's worth, or if you want to call it that,
that's Taco White.
Yeah, Salsa White.
In fact, wasn't the set set on fire for that or some sorts?
Yeah, the set burned down.
What happened over at that production? Holy shit! Somebody did not want
Yeah.
Hey.
Everyone survived there, luckily.
Yeah, California is going through a drought right now. Everywhere kind of is.
Let's go ahead, Star.
You know why? Because those assholes care about a smelt, a freaking one little fish, and they just want to set the whole thing on fire for a stupid endangered fish. You know what? Screw the fish. I'm sure Teddy Roosevelt, who came up with everything, he'd probably say, F the fish. We need to feed the rest of everybody. Just like, screw the snowy owl. That was over into my part of the woods and just totally ransacked the whole labor, logging. Sorry. But
isn't
the worst part?
We love it when you rant.
Wait,
no, I am not done. I have one more thing too. Not only do they not take care of it, but then they don't take care of the forest, and then they even worse fire because they don't cut down trees that need to be cut down so they can have young trees grow up and get rid of all the dead stuff, and then it just incinerates. It's probably because there's all the eco-terrorists that light stuff on fire too, but you don't hear nobody talking about that now, do you?
So it's not just that, but they planted flammable trees from Australia over there, so that's kind of why all the fires happen. They planted invasive species into the soil, and now those species of trees burst into flames in order to reproduce.
You know what? I'm not surprised. I would not be surprised those morons would actually plant an invasive species and a flammable one.
Yeah, that's not dumb.
Well, we already got a lot of exotic animals on this planet, over in this land too, fucking up the ecosystem.
Oh my gosh. Well, we should be going after them. Some people like to eat meat, and it's probably a good idea for us to eat them, because then we'll probably, get the people that want to hunt. They'll hunt the invasive species to the ground, and then the rest of us, and then all the other eco stuff will do its thing and be like, okay, well, whatever. Anyway, we were talking about white saviors, right? Okay. Well, but it's weird because it's okay, you don't. Well, I think it's more it's inconsistent sometimes. On one hand, they're okay, you have to do more to help Black people, but then God forbid you actually do something, and it's damn it, what are we supposed to do?
Not a damn thing for these motherfuckers because
they are race baiters, and they only are interested in themselves and acquiring their own power. It doesn't matter white, black, or whatever. They're interested in power.
In other words,
exactly.
They're attracted to power for the sake of it, and not using it responsibly to that will help benefit not just people but also the world at large.
I'm probably one of the two with brains left. flower child, but barely. I mean, we're like, my family were like,
Negro, this ain't no escape from LA.
well, here's the thing. This is the weird thing about Washington State. Washington State, yes, we are very liberal and very progressive, but it does have a very strong, like, Second Amendment, like, contingent. We like having guns. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the large contingency is like the Pink Pistols. They're like a gay Second Amendment group. But it's true. You know, their tagline is "Armed gays don't get whacked." But it's true. I mean, you hear about stuff, but it's still encroaching. I think they've outlawed, I don't know, something like 12 any ammo that's like 12 bullets or some damn thing. And I'm like, whatever, dudes. It's like, you know what? That's when you need to just go full ghetto and just carry whatever you want. Forget about it.
Hire some Pookie and Ray Rays.
It's like, no. Yeah, who's gonna ask it? No one is. You don't say anything. And
Pookie and Ray Ray don't ask for shit. They take it.
Yeah. We just. Well, no. What would it be? It's like, oh no, I don't have that gun. I lost it in a mysterious boating accident. Yeah, I was suntanning. Most unfortunate. Absolutely most unfortunate indeed. Oh yes. But anyway, yeah, I think that at some point we are gonna get to. I think a lot of people are. What I'm curious about is like, Ben Shapiro's studio is kind of busting through, and they're starting their own films and stuff. Actually, they just had a Carol Elwes movie. I didn't watch it yet. Called The Hyperions, and it was actually a superhero movie, but so kind of like Umbrella. It was like the Umbrella Academy feel, at least from what I read about. It was like a dysfunctional family members, but I guess he was trying to sell it somewhere and no one would take it, so he's like, oh, I'll go check over here. I think alternative Hollywood is coming up because everybody's sick of it, and people. I wouldn't be surprised, but even like a lot of progressives are kind of sick of Hollywood too, because they'll be like, oh yeah, we'll be LGBTQIP elemental P, but then as soon as China comes in, then they'll just edit shit out, or they'll film it in such a way that they can just edit them. Like apparently that's what they did with the latest Harry Potter movie. They just made it a line, and then they cut that whole line out.
I think the latest Harry Potter movies, like it was just dumb. Like
right.
It didn't make sense to like yeah, sure. Dumbledore.
I like the first Fantastic Beasts, but I didn't see the sequels.
Well,
the sequel was kind of like it didn't know what it wanted to be, and then like the third one is even worse in that sense because it's no longer about like whatchamacallit. It's no longer about Newt anymore. Like Newt's story.
And whole point's supposed to be about Fantastic Beasts. Now it's some kind of nostalgia prequel to the Harry Potter movies about Dumbledore being gay with what's his name? Well,
the thing is, it doesn't. Even if Dumbledore, like, yeah, sure, Dumbledore's gay, but like, it didn't make sense anymore that him and whatchamacallit were together. It didn't make sense. Yeah, it didn't make sense because they parted on bad terms. Like Dumbledore's sister died. That's how they parted. They had a duel, and she got caught up in that duel, and had an adverse reaction to the like magical backlash and stuff. So it didn't make sense why they would add that in. If anything, it was unrequited, and like they parted on bad terms because they just could no longer agree on shit. So like it didn't make sense at all why they.
Because apparently the Fantastic Beasts movies.
One of the reasons. No, go ahead, Finn. Final.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Could you hear me fine?
Yeah, we can hear you.
You're clear.
Okay. So yeah, because apparently, God forbid that the Fantastic Beasts movies are centered around Newt Scamander, but yet the latter
this is with Fantastic Beasts.
You let the man talk.
I understand. It's the whole thing of the first movie because he made the book, and yet suddenly now it's like a whole trilogy of movies, and now the latter is focused on the main villain's ex.
I can explain why. Apparently, I think it was like when they originally were gonna do the film, they actually wanted it to literally be a documentary style of newts going around with different animals, what the directors did. But J.K. Rowling's like, oh, it's okay. I'll just write the screenplay. Probably because she was already getting threatened for being believing in biology.
Yeah, just
like,
from
I gotta make
because
sure.
apparently we can't have nice things in the Harry Potter community anymore, let alone with the newest Harry Potter game that's coming out.
Oh my gosh.
I was actually looking forward to that game, but at the same time, I get the sense it's gonna be a mess because they kicked out the original director of the game because the dude was involved with making some Gamergate videos. So
yeah, I know.
it's probably gonna
I
be a
watched some of
mess.
them, by the way.
Right.
Yeah. That's usually a red flag, anyways.
That's when it kind of is like, nah, forget you. Okay, we gotta get new IP, damn it, new IP.
Get rid of them for pay reasons. Sorry.
Yeah. Stephen Kirkpatrick, when are you gonna have your character's comic come out yet? He goes by a different name. Oh, our one of our guys, he always like role plays as this character, and he announces the shining star that shines the night, and I can't believe Neostar, right? When are you coming out with your comic? Like everybody else.
Riser Man,
right? What is
Rise
up,
Chuck!
Rise up! Anyway, sorry.
Rise up! Kick!
Rise up, man!
Speaking of which, I need to get off my ass and start typing up my damn script for my comic.
Yeah.
I say this as somebody who actually probably needs to make their own comic now. Sorry.
Oh, I tried 2-3 times. It didn't work well.
You just need to work on writing, dude.
Yeah, just get it done.
Just
even if
practice your own
you
craft.
can't find the money.
As an editor.
You can still make something, even if it's just like pencil and shoelace. That's like how the Ninja Turtles guys began, like going comic shop to comic shop, just like selling their stuff.
And Redneck, you're not exactly wrong, because as much as we critique Rowling with everything she's done, like after the series came to an end, in which she did her retconning, running with Dumbledore and among other things I get. On one hand, when you can't help feel bad for her, while on the other hand, she did this to herself when she tried to placate to the mob, and now they turn on her after she got in bed with them.
Not only that, she's been hypocritical
with Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
Oh,
yeah. Hang on. Continue what you're saying, Eloise.
Not only that, but she's like been hypocritical with a whole bunch of other stuff, like.
To the point where her co-stars from the movies turned on her for that.
Okay, can I say something about the Cursed Child, though?
Yes.
And I know this is kind of a weird thing to say, but for me, I don't know what it is, like, for stage, I don't care what race anybody is. I honestly don't know. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's like theater, and it's live, and you can see people. And it's almost like it's a weird thing, like we get in a weird headspace where anybody can be someone else. It's a very strange thing for me. So I didn't care that Hermione was played by a black actress, because in my mind they probably got like the best actress
person for the job.
But that again, that stage is different than movies. Movies, it is. Although it is kind of weird because they got somebody that looked like if they had someone, like if Harry Potter was Asian or they did something else where like all the cast was different. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea why they decided to do that either, even though she was described as being white in the books, not just the movies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
feel the same way. If she's described as white in the book, why would you waste swap it for the stage? It makes no sense to me whatsoever. If how would they feel if I said, "Well, we're doing the color purple, and Celie will be played by Jennifer Lawrence."
Charles Theron.
Oh,
yeah,
they wouldn't
And
take that.
Suge Avery be played by Evergreen.
Yeah.
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 I think
Wouldn't do
And
that.
plus, Ron
less
Weasley's now a
actors, more
trickster
stage
now,
actors.
and he's acting more like Fred and George. Even though his whole character in the books and the films, he's a pretty chill guy. And
Yeah, and
Harry threatens McGonagall to basically like buy out or I don't know, to like destroy Hogwarts or like boycott Hogwarts or something, even though that was his home.
What's Harry
And
Potter
he
Cursed Child
disrespected
exactly?
Dumbledore.
What's the Cursed Child exactly? I don't know about the Cursed Child.
It's the
Yeah, you're pretty much better off not knowing.
Is
It's
that a
shit.
sequel?
Educate the man.
Is that a sequel story set
No.
with adults?
Yeah, it's a sequel story. I guess
Is
it's
it?
like
That was a made up shit.
No, it's a sequel. It's a sequel, but it's like a stage play for like Broadway and the Shakespeare Theater. That
Oh,
I forgot what it was called.
that's why my thing about stage is like stage is weird for me. I don't know. I my suspended disbelief is different for that. I don't know why. It's really strange. Anyway, but that's not the point. I was gonna say something about a good analogy is the Phantom like there was this Phantom Broadway and then later they had Love Never Dies, which kind of did weird stuff with that play too. Basically, he wrote it for more money. If I was a rich man, he wanted to make more money, the director, and it kind of wrecked the original Phantom of the Opera. It was so perfect, and then he tried to bring it back, and it got weird.
Not only that, it was just freaking stupid.
By the way,
It's like creators sometimes it's like once you make your story, leave it alone.
by the way,
Yes, Wolf.
do you think Harry Potter's a white savior?
of course not.
No, he's a protagonist.
All the characters are white anyway. It's just they British.
Yes, everyone's white.
They British. Of course, everybody's white. Most of the guys are white. He's British. Oh.
Yeah.
I remember when J.K. Rowling was really important for her. She basically said everybody it has to be from the UK. You can't have it from America. Like she specifically said only British actors. And the reason being is because these kids would understand what secondary school or what this kind of private school would be like. So there's very British things that a British culture that they understand, maybe like more upper middle class, kind of the idea of like, oh, she fancies her instead of I like her, or instead of Candy, things that like if you hired an American actor, they wouldn't pick up those like weird little subtleties.
I'm perfectly fine with that. I was fine that the cast was all British. It worked
Everybody
for me.
knows you never went
I
full
was surprised.
retard. You went full retard, man.
Oh no! I hope I didn't do that. But that's why a lot of people didn't like Fantastic Beasts because that was all un-American, American actors, and so that's where the weirdness started to kind of creep in. Granted, they moved the setting to America, and like so it kind of worked out, but that's kind of where the dysfunction happened.
The problem with Fantastic Beasts right there, where when Insane is concerned, right? You have so much progressive shit happening in a time period where that shit was not prevalent.
Yeah, which is just showing intellectual dishonesty of what the time period was actually like during that time in history.
I know
this is where the revisionist history bullshit start creeping in a lot of movies.
I know, because
J.K.
I
Rowling
really
didn't
want
do her research
I
that good
would
for
have really wanted to see a
America.
sequel to a proper Fantastic Beast sequel about him going around fighting another monster
I was
adventure.
set for that too, where he was just collecting the beasts and looking for more beasts and categorizing beasts here and there.
And then there's some kind of plot involving the monsters. That's what I would expect for a Fantastic Beast sequel. But no, they went.
But no, just make it a full-fledged movie.
These made another nostalgic cash-in movie about Dumbledore being gay with
They recycled
Grindelwald.
the Voldemort thing with Grindelwald.
But like
And
the thing with Grindelwald was
again, like
he,
with Dumbledore.
like the thing with Grindelwald
Hold on,
was
guys.
that he didn't care about like blood purity. He just cared that they were wizards and that they could live free of like hiding. Like what he wanted was to set all the wizarding world free and to like have the wizards rule everything instead of hiding from muggles. That was the thing with Grindelwald.
Make the muggles their biatch.
Yep, basically.
Basically, yes.
Basically, Magneto.
He was a supremacist.
I mean, he was like a magical supremacist, not really like a blood purity type of guy. Because you know, him and Dumbledore were both half-bloods, so it wouldn't make sense for them to be. Well, then again, Voldemort was a half-blood too, but like he hated
blood.
Yeah. That's what separates like Grindelwald from Voldemort. With Grindelwald, like you said, Louise, he doesn't care about blood purity. He wants to put like wizards like on top of the food chain and make the Muggles second class citizens. Whereas with Voldemort, he is a self-hating half blood, and so he decides to turn himself into the Wizarding world's equivalent of Adolf Hitler, Mussolini, and Mao.
I will say something. If you get a stream past 2 hours, the algorithm doesn't pick up really bad stuff automatically. I was just gonna say. Then you can really let loose if you're past the 2 hour mark. But not that everybody is willing to do that. But I just thought I would put that tidbit. I think it was like Nick Ricada said that was something he found
Wait, so
out.
I can put tits up here now?
No, we're not putting tits on here. No.
No,
You're not
they'll catch
allowed.
that. They'll catch that.
No one want. No, I mean some people might, but no, we're not doing that. I'm smacking that stuff down.
Too late.
Oh no. Oh dear. Although it's funny. Like my parents would forget like movies that would have like inappropriate stuff, and they were fairly conservative. But I would always remember which ones would, and she's like, "Oh, can we?" This is me going back to Barnes and Nobles, which is showing how old I am, like 30, almost 34 now. Well, in August anyway. And I would basically be telling Mom, no, that had nudity in it. And she's like, it did? I'm like, yeah, we don't want to watch. And I'm like 10, telling her this. But then again, that was because Mom didn't remember stuff sometimes. Oh.
Wait, how long has Barnes and Nobles existed?
Oh no, Blockbuster. I'm sorry, I meant to say that was.
That's why I was confused.
Yeah, a Blockbuster was like, I think there's like one left. There's like one left.
I still remember it though, even though I was like, whatchamacallit, like 7 when it shut down. When did it close? I can't remember.
I want to. How long ago was it? Because it was right when Netflix was mailing stuff out, and that was when Avatar: The Last Airbender was that.
Oh, so 2007.
Yeah, it was about that time when it kind of petered out by then.
Yeah, so I was like,
So, I might have been younger then. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, well, then again, we watched movies as a family because we didn't have TV or cable. Like we just had a VCR. And the only reason we had a TV was because my aunt was scared because my mom was homeschooling us, and my aunt was like, "You guys are gonna be retarded if you don't have something." So she bought a TV and sent it to us. Oh, bless Aunt Netta. She's like, no, you gotta make sure. But Mom never got cable, so we just watched movies from the library. But the cool part about that was we ended up watching a lot of classic, like, black and white media and a bunch of, like, kind of more older, obscure. So, like, my references are a little strange because it's like we would watch, like, all these older media. It was never like what was the latest thing. It's really strange.
With that being
Anyway.
said, I'd like to thank everybody for being here, for lasting this long at this time of the hour. Please keep the light burning with all this this negativity that we're dealing with right now in the current state of things. I'd like to thank our two earlier crewmates, Schooner Tuna and Trooper FN 2525 for being with us, of course. But I also like to thank our crewmates here, starting with the ladies, with Leia Plus Size, the lovely Leia Valor.
Hello, all. This is Leia Plus Size, your lovely lady of valor, and I had a ball tonight. What a party we had here this evening. Even though this was a serious subject, we all had fun with it. So if you like what you heard, please leave comments, like, and share this stream. We want to get Wolf Commander we want to keep building. He's at 300. We want to get him to 500. So let's make that happen. And you all have a very good evening, and I hope to see you again.
The Bear of the North, Eloise Dawdle.
See ya, everyone, and stay hopeful.
Oh, that's even better than your usual shtick. Nice. the Uber mother from another yonder, Star Storyteller.
All right, guys. Guess what? The Renaissance of art is coming. If there's a deluge of crap, that only means that new art is coming around the way. And keep your eye out. I might have a project here in the works. I'm not going to say where because we're not ready yet. But I will put a comment when I'm ready.
Yes, you will.
Oh my goodness! Stop! Just stop. Besides,
Hey,
I'm not the only one.
Right in the press passage.
Go that alone.
Ready to go for 50? The Hound of the South, Dominic Powell.
Good. Well, thank you everyone for joining us tonight in this discussion. While it was serious, we were able to have fun all the same. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Wolf 10's channel. And if there's any other topics that you would like us to discuss, feel free to shout them out as soon as possible. Coming at you from the south, this is Dominic Powell.
You guys are gonna kill me over here.
The Georgia Pitbull.
About this stream.
This show's always fizzling out now.
I know. Bye. And he's gearing himself up for this one. The Warrior of Light. Final Fantasy Fan 12.
Well, that about does it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, click like and subscribe and share with your family and friends. And make sure you ring that notification bell. That way you get notified of our latest videos. Go subscribe to Wolf 10 Media. We're getting dangerously close to the 300 chat. Get him up there. And go subscribe to me if you haven't already. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Final Fantasy Fan 12 signing off. And remember, may the light forever shine upon us.
Final's getting good.
He's learning.
He's getting good. Yes. He's getting good. He is.
No.
I haven't figured out Eloise's kryptonite yet because she's bisexual. I gotta please both sides, and that's a bit difficult.
I don't know. If a person swings both ways, I don't think it will be that hard to please them.
Bruh.
Honestly, I was just struggling not to laugh when I just saw the anime parts.
It takes practice, Eloise, of ignoring the fan service.
Just want to make sure you guys can concentrate.
Oh,
Since we always crisscrossing each other, like damn, y'all really good at talking over each other. Let's see how good you sign out with all that shit flying in your face.
oh. Well, Fido's getting very good. His focus and concentration.
Well, he learned from the master, Dominic Powell.
Ah, well, there you go. There you go.
Once again, it's been your Commander Wolftan reminding you guys once again to be the change. Always continue to be the change, and always forever supporting things that you love and talk about things that you love. And remember, you are the UN Spacey. Welcome to the Wolf Fleet.